Hello, welcome for joining, question mark? Question marks everywhere, hello? Why isn't the game showing it? Wait a minute. Bump, bump, bump. I'm on the wrong screen. Bump, bump, bump. Hey, how come that works? What the hell? Well, welcome in, welcome for joining, question mark? Are we there? Are we Gucci? Are things showing? Are we appearing? Hello? Please, gamers, answer me. I'm running out of coffee. My chat? Hello? Gamers? That was weird. I wonder why I did that. Well, fucking thanks for nothing. Thanks for fucking nothing, Stream Elements. OBS. Fucking Borg. Hey! Hey, hello. Hello, Amenable. I see you there. No frown. No frown. Hopefully not. I'm gonna pop this bitch open on my mobile device. And we's gonna have a look. We's gonna have a look. Twitch really said fuck everything tonight. No, it's my end. I do believe that was OBS, Stream Elements OBS, just fucking hard crashing and freezing on me. Yeah, okay, we're Gucci. Cool. The mobile version is working just fine. Well, I hope your Twitch is working. Anyways, my everything froze, so let me fucking replay that. Hey! Yeah, let me replay that. Thanks a bunch for the fucking 3 months, Jocelyn. I don't know if you heard me because my thing was crashing, but fucking thank you so much. Enjoy your fancy new silver badge. Yeah, it's now live. Hell yeah, I'm live now. So let's just give this a minute. I'm gonna delete that stream cord announcement because I don't want to get fucking overrun by a new one. Oh man, I'm just looking at these stream announcements. I fucking hate when Twitch dies or my internet dies for half a second and it crashes. And then I get like fucking Discord announcing it every 10 minutes. I'm like, shit, that's unfortunate. I hate that. But hello gamers, it looks like we're starting again. Hello, yes, it's me. I'm gonna assume that it's all working now. I'm gonna assume that we're oakley dokley. Oh, God. Can it be Friday already? Can I get... You know what? You know, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just going to do it. There's something... Are we back? Hey, we back. Hell yeah, we back. Okay. But yeah, we back. I was gonna say Zero, check your emote specifically, but it hasn't gotten approved yet, so never mind. You don't need to check anything yet, Zero. But yeah, we back. Hello, glad to see that it's working again. OBS really said fuck you. And just like hard froze everything as I was trying to get the letter to appear. But we've been sitting in this menu long enough. Let's fucking get right back into it. So last time we left off, we were playing as Ashton. We had gone with Isabella to break into her office essentially, and get a bunch of copies of important documents. Hey, glad you can see me, Minimal. Yeah, so we broke in, and then as we were deleting the footage of us coming into this place, we got attacked by the spooky ghost lady. Ashton is really... You need to catch up. I know! Especially because Ashton's chapter is really cool. It doesn't, like, start from the beginning like everyone else. like 2 or 3 parts behind. Fucking yikes. Yeah, because a lot happened with Rebecca's part. Like, a lot more happened with Rebecca than I expected. And now Ashton, we just skipped to the future. Not necessarily to the future, but it literally picks up at the party, which is where a lot of other people's stories ended. And that's really fucking neat. So let's just jump right back into this. I say as I, like, tab out so I can mute the thing and cough. Right. I don't want to believe it. But with the truth staring me in the face, it'll be stupidity to deny the reality of the matter. As soon as the lift hits the ground floor, we hightail out of the building. Seb's sound asleep when we pass by his station. New journal entry, October 29th. Let's see, what's the art piece? Yeah, okay, no, we saw that last time. Did we ever look at Ashton's? Yeah, we did actually. Yeah, we did look at this. Just one more person to play as! However, in the face of what we've seen, everything I face tonight, we really can't care less who we still see on our way. Who still sees us on our way out. The sooner we get away from this place, the farther, the better. I'm just not sure if it also means being safe. She almost got us, damn it. That fucking thing almost had us. Luke literally has a stand. I know, right? It's a long-range stand, it would seem. Shit. It was only by luck that we managed to get out of the fucking elevator unstuck. Had the blasted thing not worked in that last second. I need some air. Fresh, breathable air that doesn't stink like death and gore all at once. I'm panicking. Christ! Losing focus! With another person here, I can't afford that right now. Isabella hasn't said anything, but I know she's more shaken than I am. I can't lose it with another person's depending on me.
Remember your training, Frey.
Another deep breath, and soon I'm starting the engines and driving us off. After that little incident, somewhere open would be good. Someplace I won't get trapped. Hey, the park! This place nice and cozy. Luxbourne Park brings a welcome relief, though only by some. The chill that has seeped in my bones is still there, furling and unfurling underneath my skin. If I don't move, if I don't busy myself with anything, soon my brain will go haywire. It's that last thing I want to happen when there are plenty of things to do. But this already answers all of it, doesn't it? Those deaths? Just how many copies of the letter are out there? He did it! He said the game! That's it! End of stream. We can close. Go home, everybody. Roll credits. Isabella can't have the only one if other people are also getting cursed. Could it be that she's shown us just one of the 5? Maybe even more? Just whole past this to 5 people business is ridiculous, but at this point, is it still? All in all, we found 21 people who might have read the letter. 7 of them deceased, 8 if we count Cooper. And that's only with what we can find right now. We have no idea how the contractors and specialists hired from outside the company are doing, if we were in any way affected. How many more people are suffering? How many are missing? And how many are dead? Can I still even blame the Wrights for this? If anything, they may be in danger as well. I don't think I can wish a curse upon anyone, no matter how big of a douchebag Luke Wright is. There's also that woman. How do we get out of this mess? How do we get away from her? Shit. Still so many things we need to look into. Yet, all my body wants to do is pace, burn out whatever excess energy there is in me.
Ashton, I'm getting dizzy. Will you sit down?
It's the first time Isabella has said anything. She's been sitting quietly since we dropped here. Better and less distracting than watching her nervous habits, I suppose. She certainly seems calm right now. Too calm, in fact, for someone who's just seen something terrible. But it's been more than a week, and already people get desensitized to things at some point. Even someone like Isabella, who knows what's going on inside her head, though. Inside mine? There are too many people, and none of them would sit still.
I'm not going crazy, am I? I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't inhale anything weird. Jeez, shit. Shit. Isabella, please tell me that wasn't...
What I'm not expecting when I turn to her is mirth. One that she could barely contain. Oh, man. I love Isabella.
You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
We just saw a ghost and you're laughing. I have to fucking edit that Joker meme. You're laughing. A ghost just ran at us and almost killed us in that elevator and you're laughing. I'm not quite sure what she sees in my face, but in the next second, a laugh suddenly burst out from her.
I'm so sorry. It's just that you should have seen the look on your face back there.
A ghost killed me in other timelines and you're laughing.
Yes, right. Sure. I'm not the one who's panicked. You almost ripped my arm off.
Yeah, but...
Isabella, this isn't funny. We could have ended up dead.
That's not in the text at all. Oh wait, yeah it is. He just skipped a line.
I
Weird.
know, I'm really sorry. But this is just too precious to miss. You really lost your shit for a moment there.
You're trying to get back at me, aren't you?
Well, I'm not the one who kept calling someone scaredy cat for years. How does it feel?
I'm not scared.
This is literally that fucking first time meme. God, what movie is that from? But the fucking oh my god, what's the actor's name? Smug Bella, yeah. That fucking meme of the actor fucking Harry Osborn, Spider-Man 1. Oh my god, why can't I remember his name right now? But whatever, literally just her turning to Ashton. First time with the haunting.
Really? Because it doesn't seem that way to me. At all.
I'm not, alright? I just don't know what to do right now.
Immediately after the moment passes, replaced by another tense silence, laughter dies in her lips as everything sinks in. We're in deep shit, and it's finally caught up and hit us like a ton of bricks. Hit me more than anyone. Because she's been warning us of this since day one, and I'm the first person who brushed it off. Despite that, she still reaches out to me, tugging at my sleeve almost desperately. Her hands are trembling, and there's a tremor in her voice when she speaks. Without the cheer, only fear remains. One that she's been burdened with from the beginning.
You're still going to do something about it, right? Not just stand around and let that thing get us.
Unexpectedly, she leans her forehead against my arm, and her grip on my sleeve tightens. There's desperation in there, a quiet plea.
Don't want to lose anyone anymore, Ash.
I wish I could give her that promise. But with so many unknowns, so many things I don't understand about this, how could I? Why she still trusts that I could do something about this baffles me. It all feels wholly undeserved, considering the way I've treated her. Yet, despite my reluctance, I find myself returning her hold in kind. A grasp, warm and light enough for comfort. Not a promise, but the closest thing to it. What is this music? This some fucking Akira Yamaoka shit if I ever heard it. Darkness blurs the edges of my vision. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Soft footfalls echo from a far distance, scurrying, scampering, moving in an odd rhythm with the sharp, piercing notes of her laughter. A scream threatens to burst, but my throat closes off ever so slowly. A chill seeps into every nerve in my body, washing away every sensation in me apart from one. There's only fear. Once again, her laughter echoes, a sound both bitter and unforgiving. It's the last thing I hear before she reaches for me. The ground trembles. The world slows to a stop. Morning breaks in a blurry mess of vivid shapes and colors. Oddly, there's no feeling of terror and confusion gripping me, despite the vague images that's driven me from sleep. Awareness kicks in shortly, though slow and sluggish as I blink away the last remnants of unconsciousness from my eyes. The early morning light already streams from the open windows when the memory sets in and the room finally comes into focus. Isabella's apartment. Pushing myself upright, my eyes wander idly towards her prone form. She's hunched over the coffee table, both her arms under her head while she continues to rest. Then to the chaos of papers and folders we've left scattered over it before sleep has claimed both of us. We bunkered down here last night after both our nerves have calmed down. Mine for the most part. Staying together was an unspeakable invitation. And And anyway, I'm pretty sure neither of us wants to remain alone. When there's that woman. Is she still one in the first place? One that we'd normally call a human? Can I still feel guilt? Does it understand pain?
Fuck. I'd rather get charged for breaking and entering than mess with whatever that thing was any day.
Not that thinking about this still matters when all of our lives are in her hands. She's dangerous. If we don't do anything about her, and this curse will definitely be pushing daisies soon, and I can't let that happen. I've dallied on this long enough, left all my friends in harm's way after the warnings they've all given me. Besides, beneath the terror and the adrenaline that keeps you running, knowing what lies ahead for Isabella makes it hard not to take action. The paper sitting on the edge of the table calls my attention. At this, light against my hand when I reach for it. It's caught my eye the night before. But with the lot we still need to go through, I've simply ignored it. The logo embezzled at the top of the page, however, provides this paper a whole new meaning. Not for me, but definitely for her.
A scholarship grant, huh?
I've only ever talked to her about this once or twice, completing her degree, that is. She rarely goes about it in great detail, preferring to keep it to herself. Perhaps it's the fact that she thinks she's already too old to be chasing after it. It has been 5 years after all, but I've caught enough snippets of conversation between her and Zach to know she's never given up on it. Despite how things have panned out with her father, she's one step closer to this part of her life. Hey, thanks for the hydrate. As silly as this may sound, coming from a friend, I'd like to give her the chance to have this. Whether this means stepping out of my comfort zone and figuring out what the deal with this curse is, I'll do so. If only to see that same smile on her from that time again. These days, the only moment she seems to show it is when she's asleep. Like right now, no matter how uncomfortable she appears. A smile of my own forms. Despite this, when I glance at her sleeping form again, she hasn't moved since, her shoulders rising and falling in a slow, even rhythm with her breathing. You won't think she has any problems this way.
If only that were true.
I place the paper back where I've gotten it, carefully so I won't accidentally wrinkle or damage it in any way, and finally push myself off my makeshift bed. Isabella shifts when I carry her from the floor and over to her bed, but doesn't wake, simply tucks herself comfortably under the covers I pull over her. Briefly though, she mumbles something to herself and draws in another deep breath.
Becca, Ashton's being dumb again.
He's always dumb. She drifts back to a deeper state of sleep, like it hasn't been interrupted by the slightest movement earlier, but the small smile on her lips remain, one I find myself returning in kind.
Who sleeps like a rock now?
It's better this way. Better to leave her dreaming for the moment, which I hope better than the ones I've had. She'll have time to worry about our problems later when she wakes up. For now, this will be another thing I don't want to take away from her. A moment of respite, no matter how fleeting. She deserves it. After everything she's been put through, what I've put her through. In the meantime, I still have 2 other people I need to check with. Isabella will definitely get in a tizzy if I don't check on them. Cold, Luxborn air meets me upon stepping out of the hallway. Not unusual in itself, this is what Luxborn's weather is supposed to be. A bit cold, damp for the most part, and more often than not, terribly drab with an occasional sprinkling of rain every few hours. The sky's clear, but it'll give it a day or two before the weather takes a turn for the worse. I've complained about the awful rains for years, despite having lived here my entire life. I have to admit it though, seeing it return to the usual feels extremely reassuring. At least something's still normal in the world when I can no longer think the same for the situation we're in. A nightmare, that's probably all this is. Usually I'll say, I've been through worse, but that's simply another lie I've often told myself, isn't it? And I fed myself a great deal of lies through the years, just so I won't have to think about it the next day. Maybe we won't even have this problem if I haven't been running away and ignoring things, hiding them someplace no one will see because I've since believed doing so is a show of weakness.
Fuck do I know about ghosts though?
What is Zach? What is Rebecca? Z-Man's mentioned dreaming about a woman. Whether it's the same one we've been seeing, I've yet to ask. Bottom line, he likely knows as much about this as I do. Hell, Rebecca's probably in the same boat, grasping for anything that might provide an answer, a way out of this. What can any of us do when all of us lacks any understanding of what's happening? One thing's clear about this, however. That thing is after us because of the letter. Both Rebecca and Zach have seen it too. She'll go after them as well. Yeah, we gotta become stand users. That's the only way to fight a stand. Yet, here I am, walking up to Becca's door, one slow step at a time. A stalling tactic to allow myself some time to put this mess in my head in a better order. How to phrase this when there's a 90% chance she's still pissed about the whole different matter. It's the only reason we didn't check on her last night, aside from the ungodly hour Isabella and I arrived. I'll only alarm her by showing up in her home in the middle of the night, acting like babbling lunatics, and her anger can last quite a while. These days, it seems the only thing she can easily forgive is Isabella, but even with her, Becca's fuming still takes hours. I run my hand through my hair, straighten out my jacket before knocking, once, twice, and 3 times, just to be sure she's heard me, even if she's asleep. She's usually awake by now, though.
Hey, Becca, it's Ash. Open up. Don't tell me you're still in bed.
Seconds tick by. No answers from her, and dread has started to creep up. I've been trained to handle dire situations, but the feeling's been doing that quite frequently since last night. My mind begins to anticipate the worst, and in the next minute, concern has mixed with my thoughts, and I bang my fist on the door, louder this time. She'll definitely be livid, but I'd rather face her wrath than a dead body.
Becca, it's Ash. There's something we need to talk about right away. Open up. I know you're...
Your girlfriend left early this morning, pretty boy.
Ew, whose voice is that?
So if you could do us a bloody favor and shut up, that'd be real fucking polite.
My hand pauses short of landing another heavy knock. From the other unit, Rebecca's other neighbor peeks in through his door, though I see nothing but a bundle of blankets. I'll say they need help from being devoured by their sheets, but it sounds like he's just fine. He's a huge asshole, too. Course of action, so people like him won't ruin your day. Act like the nicest person on the planet. Has done me wonders when I was a rookie patrolling the streets. No need to match his temper.
Oh,
Hey, another hydrate.
did she say where she was going?
I don't know. She said something about meeting someone or something, in case Filipina girl over there asks. Well, what am I, her keeper? You know, some people want to sleep in on a bloody Sunday, so keep it down. Just looking forward to this weekend. Thanks, you damn git.
Well, there's no need to be an ass about it. I'll get out of here.
How incredibly British of that man. He slams his door shut without warning, but not before muttering a string of very colorful words about me. Probably thinks I won't hear him inside the 4 walls of his apartment.
Jerk.
And at the end of it, a sigh. So Rebecca's not here. I must have missed her by an hour or so. But at least she's not alone. She should be safe. In theory. More so if the person she's meeting with is who I'm thinking. Nevertheless, I still can't help but worry. It's an easy thing continuing down increasingly dark lines of thought. Hey! Alright, sure. Been a while since we've seen Hikage. Give me a minute. Where's V-Face? Hell yeah. Hide that for a moment. Adjust my chair because it is sinking. Ow! Kick my laptop by accident as I'm adjusting my seat. Amazing how I was able to adjust myself just wiggling about and it didn't fucking... V-Face didn't break on me. Hell yeah. New update working pretty pog right about now. Alright. Hey! I feel like it's been a while since I've seen anyone redeem Hikage. I know there's some other ones I certainly haven't seen in forever, but I'll take it. Ooh, and look, with the way it's zoomed out, you can see the tattoo a lot better now. Oh, look at that, actually. You can... Look at my titty. Look at my right... My right or my left, depending... Oh, I guess it'd be left, because it's mirrored. But yeah! Look at that. There's one right there. You can kind of see it behind the choker. What if I were to... sip my coffee? Yeah, nah, I'm not going to zoom in, because then I'm going to be too lazy to zoom out. This is the only model to have 3 tattoos, by the way. But hey, thanks to Hikage Redeem. I love seeing this color scheme. To act brashly, to find out where she's going, and go straight there without deliberating my actions first. There's Zach to boot. Rebecca's not alone, but I can't say the same for the big guy. A simple phone call to the both of them should do the trick. It leaves my nerves at any rate. It's better than rushing over to Zach's place or assuming Rebecca's whereabouts and finding out they're not where I've guessed they should be. Assuming the worst will come next, which I'd rather avoid this early, any other reason, I won't bother them. But an emergency begs for urgency. Hey, it rhymes. This is one, right? Even if it isn't, anxiety from concern dulls judgment. Something I most certainly can't afford to lose at any given moment, especially right now. Any means to calm it will do wonders for the muddled mess my mind is already in. Who the fuck is Abigail? Why? What the fuck? Look at that. Look at that contact image. Jesus Christ. Pulling at my phone, I thumb through the screen until it ends up on a group with only Zach's, Rebecca's, and Isabel's numbers listed. Other people will probably say I keep too few friends when they chance on this. To some extent, it's true. I could easily name about 100 people I've been acquainted with through the years. Colleagues, blockmates from the uni, neighbors, those sort of people. They all come and go. But these three have chosen to stay for some reason, without wanting or asking for anything. Those are the default contact images. I wish, like, my phone's default contact image looked like that. Unlike the others, none has Zach's kindness, Rebecca's patience, nor the sincerity in Isabella's eyes. One day, these guys are just there. The next thing I know, being with them... One day, these guys are just there. The next thing I know, being with them eases it. That heavy, somber feeling lingers in the air when you stand alone in your apartment. Or something as simple as spending your day off without anyone. I'll say it's loneliness, but this carries much more depth than that. If I can help it, I don't want to lose any of them to some stupid curse. A phone call may be the least comforting thing at the moment. Honestly, I prefer being in the same room with them right now, but I'll take what I can get. Becca first. She'll get angry at me for worrying about her. She isn't some helpless damsel in distress after all. She isn't the shy little girl I knew when we were children. We're already far from the people we were back then. But that's more than enough reason to check in on her. I don't have to imagine her taking anything head on. She'll do it instead of asking for help when she needs it. I don't care if she gets mad at me, if only to know that she's fine. A ring in the silence of the hallway. Its sound alone might as well be sharp enough to pierce through my ears. Another second passes. 2. 2? 3. But when on the 9th ring it goes straight to her voicemail, a cold feeling instantly lodges in my stomach.
Rebecca Gales here. You've reached my voicemail. Sorry if I can't get to you right now. Oh, and if this is Isabella, yes, you're free to reheat the food in my fridge. Otherwise, leave a message.
That is so cute. That is adorable. I fucking love that. I'm probably just busy, that's all. Though I still barely manage to keep my voice even when I speak.
Hey, Becca, call me back when you're free. We need to talk. ASAP.
Becca will be alright. Is alright. She's safe. She's with someone else. In the event that woman shows up, she'll have someone with her. Someone she'll be able to ask for help. She's safe. She can handle herself. Becca might have a fiery temper, but she knows when she's faced with something she can't handle herself. Rebecca will see my missed call and she'll call me back. Though I don't express it enough. Rebecca's someone I consider important to me. She had pigtails and glasses! She's been my friend for the longest. Anybody else would have been fed up with me and left. That girl stuck by me, no matter how big of a jerk I've been. There's Zach and Isabella now too, of course. I'll always be thankful for having them around. The worst times before, however, Becca was there. No one believes it when I say it, but I've surely had my awful moments as a bratty kid and as a horrible teen. Issues, I have too many of them to count and refuse to deal with for a time. At least that's what Andrew likes to tell me. I tend to think nothing of it. It has mellowed down over the years, thanks to the professor mostly. But at times, I do wonder if it still burdens me the way it did all those years ago. After all, I was terrible. Especially around the time of my parents' separation. Looking back at it now, I had no reason to direct all my frustration towards everyone else. While I was a kid who lashed out at anyone, preferring to keep to myself and turning those negative feelings into more productive things. I've grown distant from a lot of people because of it. From my old friends back in my old school, and the neighbors I've hung out with before moving. A habit I've likely brought with me into adulthood. I was just so angry with everyone and everything. All I kept thinking about was myself, wondering why me. In retrospect, I was selfish, little bastard who thought the world revolved around me. That I shouldn't have been going through it. I believed my behavior was entitled, that I had the right. With tough times, but she stuck with me, snapped me out of my little sulk, as she often phrases it, whenever she sees a chance to bring it up. I know, where's Ryu? He's missing out on Baby Ash. A Bada VTuber. Also, hey, welcome for joining, Air. Jeez, you have every time we interact, you just fall deeper and deeper into the VTuber hole. You are far off the deep end now. There's no going back for you. She didn't tolerate my bullshit, but she didn't leave me alone either. If anything, the whole thing made her stick around. But hey, how you doing, Air? I saw someone's big excited for that Mass Effect. Her concern may have grown a bit overbearing as the years went by, but she's still an old friend nevertheless. I owe her a lot. That won't change.
Damn it. Where are you, Becca?
Another message left her in voicemail. Then, on my third call, I hang up. For the time being, I can't do anything more than wait for her to return my calls. Worrying aimlessly won't get me anywhere. Zack, on the other hand, that guy attracts trouble no matter how much he tries to avoid it. Doesn't help how he hasn't been too hot lately with a lot of people. His mention of plans yesterday didn't sit too well with me either. He might be the next responsible adult after Rebecca, out of the four of us, but I still gotta check on the big guy. Make sure he's doing okay at the very least, whatever he has planned on doing. Hey, sounds like a good convo. So, what sort of booze did y'all talk about? All I'm asking is for not to be idiotic. He's a sensible guy, I'm sure. However, desperation clings and pushes people to do things. Rational or irrational, it doesn't even matter. Clear thinking flies out the window the moment you're in danger, and I sincerely hope he's not found himself in a tricky situation. His phone doesn't even ring before he answers, or his voicemail at least.
Hey, it's Zach. Well, a voicemail anyway. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, just leave a message, yeah? And no, Ash, you're not allowed to lock me away into my apartment again. Just do what any other decent human being does and call if I'm not around. Thanks.
He said lock cocktails I don't know because I don't go to bars. Absolutely valid. I just drink tequila and vodka that I buy at Target, and I mix it with like cranberry juice or pineapple juice or whatever I can find. I just mix vodka with anything I can find, really. That's my go-to drink. Stella! Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome for joining. Those booze combos are so valid. Listen, they get the job done. I get the taste of juice and the effects of alcohol, so it works. Stella, how are you? I hope you're okay. Tequila shots are all night long, baby. Thought you said you didn't drink. But yeah. Honestly, though, vodka. I'll do vodka. I say as I am now sober. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really do shots. I prefer to just like get a nice mixed drink and sip on that throughout the day. Like occasionally, if I really want to, like, I'm like, hurry up, let's speed this up. I'll take a shot. Zach looking gun phone. I know, right, my boy. I love him. I drink a lot of beers and ciders. Good beers, though. Oh yeah, what's your definition of a good beer? Ciders are alright. I do prefer, like, hard lemonades, though, if I'm gonna have something in a can. Whoa! Hey! 520 bits! Thanks a bunch, Zero! Holy shit, 10 emotes for everyone. God damn, you've been grinding them bits, huh? I got I got surprise for you, Zero. Like, you specifically, Zero, for when, Oh, fuck! Would you look at that? Yeah, you have 2 surprises now. Holy shit, 5,000. I know, fucking Pog. Goddamn, Zero. I got 2 surprises for you when Twitch approves it. I should have done it a lot sooner, but I've been lazy. But holy fuck, 520 bits. Fuck yeah, let's go. 200 more like Pog. Stella, you spoil me. Zero, you spoil me. You two spoil me. Hell yeah, that's a whole 720 bits. Fuck yeah, gamers, let's go. Holy shit. Fuck yeah, we all about that Pog. Oh, that's fucking adorable. Is that a little teddy bear and a present? Did I get one? Did I get one? Did I get a new one? Did I get a new one? Do I get new ones? It's my stream after all. I deserve new emotes too. I have a lot of them actually. Holy fuck. I like these ones. These ones are cute. Hold on. Oh, wait, I do. Hey. Yeah. Oh, you got the rivalry one. That's cute. Ah, oh, boo. Ooh, look at that, Still. You're now 2nd place for Bits Leader. Did it? Who was 2nd place last time? Was it fucking Med and Rob fighting for that? Hey, those are nice. Hell yeah. Sexy second place. Fuck yeah. Alliteration. Alliteration's so hot. Did he turn it off? Why? I don't want to assume the worst yet. Maybe he's forgotten to charge it? Can't be. That guy could be a bit of a Boy Scout, even more than I am, so a cop. Ew, gross. ACAP, quit your job after this. He's a type who's been extra battery or a power bank in his bag, even if he ever needs it. Ew, I know, right? He always does. He won't say anything or brag about it, but he's got quite a roster of VIP freelance clients. He won't just leave his phone dead in case he's on the field, particularly when people will be likely looking for him. He always leaves his connection open whenever clients or his friends need him. Zach is reliable like that.
Why isn't anyone answering?
Hey, let me catch you up real quick, Stella. We're playing as Ashton. And little bitch boy finally ran into the ghost, and now he's very spooked and finally believes. He's a believer. About goddamn time. It was such a good scene. He's a believer, exactly. His mobile is in out-of-range areas, sounds more plausible, although the thought of it doesn't completely shake off the unease. Unlike Rebecca and I, he took the time to listen to what Isabella said. Yeah, he's super hardcore regretting. He goes, "Aw, fuck, I really fucked up and put everyone in danger. Aw, jeez, aw, fuck." Hey, another hydrate. Cool, because I just ran out of coffee, too. Even if he ends up trouble doing whatever it is, so help me, I'm going to... Well, it can't be rash. I'm aware of that. Been running the same reminder in my head since last night. But if something happens, I'm certain my reaction won't be
Zach,
great.
call me back, alright? I wanted to check in and, yeah, just please call me back.
It's usually a joke between us when I say he's the Watson to my Sherlock. I don't see him as some assistant to put aside until he's needed, like some people like to believe, though. He's not some pity friend I keep around to make myself look good.
If anything, he's the one who stayed by me out of pity.
Hey, it's me. I'm the pity friend. Zach's the one who puts up with me most of the time, even when he doesn't need to. It's not a case of a cool cop who helped out a minority. In truth, I was hard-headed, hot-tempered, and a reckless rookie up until I met him. Oop. Hey, let me fucking... There we go, okay. Considering how our first impressions went, I'm lucky he stuck around. Becca and I may have spent a lot of years together as children, but Zach, he's probably the closest thing I'll call to a best friend, though it's more than that. A camaraderie no words can express. Damn! Becca stuck through with you for 17 years and you say you can't call her a best friend? Damn, poor girl really stuck in that friend zone hard. He has my back and I always have his. He's a brother I've never had the luck of ever having. Only child and all.
And I have every reason to worry about my brother.
God, I wish. It'd be difficult not to be. Look at him. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful man. Too good, too pure for this world. Ash and Becca or Ash and Bella? I was Ash and Becca at the start just because I was like, girl, you've waited long enough. Get your man. But like after playing through it, no, she deserves someone who isn't Ash. No matter how much character development he goes through, she needs someone who's not gonna like spend 17 years completely oblivious to her feelings. Hey, Senta, how's it going? Yeah, it's Hikage. It's the Hikage snack. The girl that I basically based my character off of, essentially. This whole identity is based off a big boobied ninja from Senran Kagura. Big boo. I still gotta play Senran Kagura on stream. I just need to get big enough so that I have tons of viewers and they watch it and they can help me convince Marvelous to stop pretending like the game doesn't exist just because PlayStation won't let them publish more games. Becca's neighbor did say she went out to meet with someone, no specific names. If I'm wrong and she's not with Professor Clark, then maybe it's with Zach. They've never been close, but it's not the kind of awkward friendship where meeting together remains out of the question. Hey, she's got bright green hair and the yellow outfit. Very bright. Very opposite colors than me. But I am doing quite well. I fucking slept in till 2 p.m. today, but feels good to get that much sleep. And then I watched the Game Awards, and that was fucking hype. I literally shouted the moment Sephiroth was revealed for Smash. I fucking shouted, and I feel bad for everyone in the house. And then, holy shit, all that Yakuza games coming out to Game Pass. Fuck yeah. Crimson Desert looks fucking dope. All in all, Game Awards show, the Game Awards, I fucking almost fell asleep afterwards. God, it might as well just be the fucking Last of Us 2 show. I swear. Ugh, God, they blew all the cool stuff at the beginning of the show, and then just got so tiring by the end. But I literally had to delay the stream just because I was so tired after that stupid show. I was like, oh, god damn it, I spent so much time watching the Game Awards, I'm just kind of like drowsy and out of it now. But had some coffee, watched some stuff, woke myself up, feeling good, feeling ready to stream. You haven't slept? Yeah, fucking Zero over here, absolute madman. Zero slept like, oh, fuck, you say like from 9, oh, I forget, you slept like 13 hours or some shit? How many more hours of No More Heroes before Yakuza? Fucking none. I'm gonna start Yakuza next week. I don't care that we're in the middle of No More Heroes. We're gonna do No More Heroes and Yakuza back to back. On fucking jaw. On fucking jaw, because I don't want to wait any longer. Because I want to I don't want like literally a whole week of one game with Visual Novel Club sprinkled in. So, well, actually, it depends on my work schedule. Because we are getting closer and closer to Christmas. Merry Christmas! Happy Chrysler! Crisis! So, I know the closer we get to that, the less free days I'm gonna have. If we're lucky and I get morning shifts, that'd be pretty pog. I would love I hate waking up early, but, like, fuck it. Morning shifts gives me more time in the afternoon and night to do the stuff that I like to do. Whereas afternoon shifts, I'm just kind of like, well, fuck, there goes my day. Whose name is Cribs that just got their... Yay! Hey, congrats to that streamer! But yeah, Crimson Desert, go look up the trailer. That looks fucking sick. I was like, oh my god, I am moist. This looks good. This looks good. That's all gameplay. Just gameplay. Bam, wham, bam. Fuck, those particle effects are fucking sexy. Oh my god. Like, they've never seen... It's been so long since I've seen a new IP that's made me moist, you know? Like, when I get that excited over games, it's usually, like, stuff I'm already excited about. I'm already subbed. Nice! But, like, fuck, that looks so good for, like, a brand new thing. Okay. Enough talk. Let's get back to Visual Novel Club. I want to finish this and start a new visual novel. I love this game, but when I launched it, it said I have 27 and a half hours already. I'm like, fuck, this is long. In the end, after the third attempt with no answering, I stopped and moved to cut the call with a ragged exhale.
Waiting game it is then.
I've been trained for those. Hell, I'm used to them. Just not when it comes to people I'm close to. Much as I keep reminding myself to maintain a level head, it's a whole different matter when it's someone you know. Personal feelings will likely get involved at some point. I'm starting now, actually, with the anxious strings coiling and uncoiling, causing a racket inside my stomach. And that's exactly when the line finally connects. Before he even speaks, my questions already slipped out, including every pent-up worry and tension in my body.
Where are you?
The line's choppy, though I can still make out the words he's saying. Nothing to worry about then. He's just someplace where network coverage is shitty. Can't imagine we're at this time of morning, though. Did he go for a jog?
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
I've meant that to sound as friendly as possible, to keep things light at least. Instead, only the frustration shows in my tone. Isn't Zach currently at the manor? Maybe, actually. Let's see. Timeline. What is today? Bloop. I believe today's the 30th? No, that hasn't happened yet. Oh! Yeah, he is at the manor, actually. He went to go look for us. He went to go look for us at the manor, and here we are, at Isabella's.
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even...
Please don't tell me that's his plan. A morning visit to the mansion where Luke Wright is? Of all the pig-headed things to do right now, it's the best thing he can come up with. Breaking and entering? I've got plenty of reasons to rail at him right now. That's a whole different sentence if I skip that word. Although no matter how much I want to give him a piece of my mind, unfortunately it's not the time.
No, wait. Just get your ass to Isabella's place and hurry.
He pauses a moment, a second of indecision. Yeah. Forget I said that. Or don't, it's up to you. He pauses a moment, a second of indecision while he seems to contemplate his options.
How urgent is this?
I was shocked into smiling at that. Listen, reading hard. In the truth, the question, the hesitance, and indecision in his voice has caught me completely off guard, and understanding dawns on me. His decision to go there isn't one born out of a stupid impulse. He must have found something. Aw, boo, don't worry about it, you didn't miss anything. Trust me, nothing happened. However, no matter how urgent it is, he still shouldn't have gotten there, at least alone. Despite myself and that split second of comprehension, I allow it to show. A weakness. Yo, those are fucking cute! A simple request brimming with every unease and disquiet causes turmoil within me since last night. It bears a selfish hope that he'll understand, even though the unstable signal that whatever's keeping him there, he'll be willing to set aside for now.
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
Me, a liar? Absolutely not. I would never tell lies, nor would I ever steal pies. Silence fills the other end of the line again. For a long moment, I assume he won't heed it, and I'll have to drive there myself, just to drag him away from whatever danger he's skirting. Thankfully, he agrees.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
Relief washes over me as soon as the call ends. Yep, October 30th, and then there's... Look at everyone's little contact images, just I love that. Relief washes over me as soon as the call ends. Normally, I don't let myself a moan or respite in times like these. Gotta stay alert. Those are some absolutely adorable emotes. I love the color in them. Rebecca's still out there, has yet to return any of my messages. But for the moment, I relish in it. It's probably the first time I've permitted myself to do so since last night. Even the muscles in my shoulders have been complaining from all the tension I've taken on. It still annoys me that all I can do right now is grit my teeth and trudge back to Isabella's apartment. Useless. That's what I am in the face of this. A mad dash around Luxborn and Ainslem isn't going to help things. It's not like I'll simply stumble across them on the side of the road during a drive. This city's too big a place for one person to go searching for only 2 people. I'll be lucky if I even glimpse a hair of either of them. With one last hopeful glance towards the open skies, I slip back into Isabella's apartment and close the door behind me. I might have already grown used to this, but the waiting will always be the hardest part. More so when it's people you care about.
You're up early. I thought you left.
Why is it question mark? She's the only person in this apartment. This isn't the first time I've seen Isabella like this. Standing casually by her kitchenette, a ladle in hand, keeping an eye on whatever's stewing in the stove, while humming a soft tune under her breath. 5 years ago, it's become a common sight after the 3 of them, including Zach and Rebecca, found a mutual interest in cooking. After that, whenever our schedule allows it, one of them will invite everyone to dinner or lunch instead of eating out. Rebecca prefers it that way, healthier she claims. Zach's just too happy to be able to cook for everyone. Isabella, on the other hand, as long as there's food, she's happy. Me, I've been banned from the kitchen ever since the pressure cooker incident. God, I wish that, right? Okay, I'm a little lucky. I did, what day was it? Monday? Tuesday? What's today? Wednesday? It was Tuesday. I was a little bit lucky. Kitty Biscuits did invite me over for some food on Tuesday, and that was nice. But I can't cook for shit, so I can't return the favor. Not like she ever fucking visits my house anyways. Hey, that you. Getting called out. Easier times, good times. Right now, however, the scene brings an odd sense of normalcy. A strange fit with all the things going on around us. Okay, fine. Fine, it's true, it's true. You did go to a Thanksgiving gathering with me and then go to my Thanksgiving with my family. Fair enough. Not... Oh yeah, you know what? Fair. You have been visiting my house more recently. Like what, twice in this year alone? That's more than the past 8. Not unwelcome, only bizarre, I suppose. Isabella doesn't follow up on her question earlier. Plus, I kind of like hanging out at your place anyways. Less people, and I like traveling more. I prefer to travel, as opposed to people traveling to me. Yeah, and I get to see my son, Spot. That's right, my son. That's my cat. I love he. You have 3. I can claim one as mine. Isabella doesn't follow up on her question earlier, but she does raise an eyebrow my way when I take too long to answer. For that, I only offer a casual shrug in response and a short answer.
I've checked with Zach and Rebecca. I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
I'll add in a quip or 2 for her if the timing for a joke isn't off or doing so won't be inappropriate. I don't want to alarm her either. There's no reason to yet. Okay, but now that I'm thinking about it, like cooking for friends, I kind of want to make shrimp again. I kind of want to make you and the rest of the gang some shrimp again. That was good shrimp. Hopefully my rice comes out a little bit better. I feel like the rice was too sticky last time. Until Zach gets here, until I've received an answer, Rebecca, whichever comes first. But one person hates seafood. Yeah, well, that person go fuck himself. He can have just rice, plain rice. It's right there in the subtle creases between her eyebrows and the inquisitive gleam in her eyes. Curious as she is, though, she decides against voicing all of her questions. Instead, she shifts her attention back to the stove and gestures vaguely with her hand in the couch's direction.
Well, if we're going to wait for them, don't stand around there. It's getting distracting.
Plus, if it's Clay, if he's just gonna fucking ask for mozzarella sticks anyways. You can cook anything and that boy's gonna want fucking mozzarella sticks. He's like, yeah, that was bomb, but where the cheese sticks at though? Where my cheese? Yo, rice is nice, Senta. Rice is very nice. And I know quite a few ways of preparing rice.
You're just cooking. How am I distracting?
I don't know. Something might explode again, maybe. Zach's kitchen ban for you is also in effect here, you know. Now, Shu, go. Stop hovering. You'll ruin the food. I'll be done here soon.
She leaves no room for an argument by swatting the ladle at me, and just like that, I've been kicked out of the kitchen. Left with nothing else to do, I drift back to her tiny living space and slump down on the couch. Pretty sure cheesy rice is a thing. Pretty sure I've had cheesy rice. Pretty sure that's what it's called anyways. Closing my eyes, I allow the noise from television to guide my thoughts. Okay, wait, but together is good though. You get like a nice burrito, some carne asada, some rice, some beans, some cheese. That's a good burrito. Man, I told myself I'm done ordering food, getting food delivered to me because I gotta save money for people's Christmas presents and for a gift, maybe 2 gifts to myself. The PlayStation 5, that money is set aside no matter what. So no matter how much I spend, I always got my PS5 money. But there's another gift I kind of want to get myself. And I'm like, I'm just going to wait for my paycheck to hit in about 2 hours. In about 2 hours, my paycheck hits, and then I treat myself again. 1 present for friends and family, 2 for me. 1 for friends and family, 2 for me. I got a problem. If my friends think that I spoil them, oh boy, they should see how much I spoil myself. The ones I've been keeping at bay, freeing them from the cage I've built around them so I won't have to think. One by one, they trickle back into my consciousness, even more frightening and unnerving than the other. So many things going on. So many things happening. The papers we've gotten from BRC doesn't provide any comfort either. Seriously, is there even a point to those after last night? What will asking those people do? If anything, this only prove there might be more copies of that dumb piece of paper. We have 1 here, but how many exactly is there out there? More importantly, how do we get out of this stupid mess?
Ashton.
Damn it, I haven't felt this kind of bone-weary exhaustion in years.
I don't want to think what might happen next in case I miss something. Shit.
Rebecca, Zach,
They're
Isabella.
all depending on me, and
Ash!
The voice snaps me out of my thoughts, abruptly wiping away everything running a wreck inside my head. Suddenly, Isabella's there, crouched in front of me when I crack an eye open. I haven't even noticed the exact moment when I bent over and buried my head in hands. Figures-wise, she's staring at me like I fainted or something. The crease in her eyebrows goes deeper in my lack of response. Although she's merely staring at me without saying a word, her expression says everything. So much for trying not to alarm her with bad news.
sorry, I just spaced out for a moment. Don't mind me.
For a moment, she seems to accept that. Quietly, she shifts, stands up, and takes the empty space right beside me. All done without a single comment. Then, the next thing I know, she's gently pushing a bowl in my hands. The scent reaches me first before I've gotten a chance to take in what she's just handed me. A faint, sweet smell of cocoa wafts from the dish. Calming, comforting. Okay, I need to turn the lights off in my room. It's totally fucking with my ability to see the screen. Calming, comforting, despite the multitude of things bothering me, it certainly smells like the kind of food you'll eat on a rainy day. Though, from the get-go, it doesn't look as appetizing. What are you talking about? That looks great. What even is this? Porridge? Why would you put chocolate in it and milk drizzled on top? She tells me my tastes are weird, yet here she is handing me something equally as strange. In fact, she already started digging in hers. I'm just not sure if the taste will be equally as appealing. Baffled, I glance her way. She offers no immediate answer, simply continues eating as if she hasn't done so in a week, with her focus solely on the television. She's not watching, however, just listening. As a background noise, The voices from it seemed too cheerful, a welcome distraction if anything. It's only after she's finished half the bowl does she acknowledge the question in my eyes. Food, yeah, food. With a sigh, she cradles the dish on her lap, looks down at it, briefly her lips apart. Then closes, a hesitation, though I don't push her. There's a distant air on her, as if she's remembered something that warrants a poignant thought. Ashton's being picky. When she speaks at last night, it's in a tone too careful. She's like weighing her words, considering the proper phrasing for it. Yet sincerity underlies each syllable once they're out in the open.
You should eat. Back at home, Mama would never let us leave the house if we hadn't eaten breakfast yet. Even Papa has got an earful when he tried. So eat. You'll need it.
Trying to do double spaces on mobile is a bit, yeah. She returns her food after, cause he double spaced and it puts a period. She returns her food afterwards, while I can only stare at the one she has. Oh yeah, why is reading so hard tonight? She returns to her food afterwards, while I can only stare at the one she proffered not a few minutes ago. Warm against my hands, tempted me to take a bite. Not that I don't appreciate this, but what good will this do? Zach or Rebecca's both out there. Who knows when that ghost will show up again? Even in our dreams we're not safe. But that's it, isn't it? We don't know when. And at present, we have a chance at respite. Maybe the only one we'll have. Even if it's as mundane as sharing food between us quietly, just sitting side by side like this without exchanging any words. The intent hangs unspoken in the air, something that probably goes as far back as the second she offered food. Still, in the end, Isabella never pushes it. Rather, she lets her own silence convey her hope. Whether I'll allow myself that break, she leaves it up to me. Why would I not take the food? Eat the food.
Thank you.
And then boom, bada boom, bada bing, more heart with Isabella. Easier to read that way too, honestly. The words roll off my tongue, awkward and unfamiliar, far removed from those jests and quips we've shared. Yet she accepts this with a smile and nothing more, regardless of everything left unsaid. The sight of it brings comfort, more so than any generous offer of food can give. Though we both lapse into silence after, as we finish our food, there's ease in it. In this, in the muffled sounds of Luxborn filtering into the room, in the light streaming from her windows and the faint draft occasionally drifting in, catching the loose tendrils of her hair. In the way her voice falters when she tries to form words. And despite the horror looming over us, I find myself wishing for minutes to slow, for the seconds to last. But ultimately, she's the one who breaks it, softly after a minute's pause, in words mumbled under her breath. And sometimes silence simply compels us to speak.
I've been wondering, before
Is
last night.
any of this for real
Before
or
Mama
not?
told me the news. What if Papa passes away, despite everything? That sort of thing. I know it's not good to think about, but I also knew it was getting worse. Mama won't say anything, but I've always known that one day, he'll eventually.
She releases a sigh as her grip on the bowl she still holds tightens. There's no tears, but she might as well have them with how weak her voice falls. Are there even any left?
I don't know what I'm going to do. Before, I can easily say it's because of Papa. Now, I don't have anything.
You have that scholarship from Lux U.
Were you going through my personal papers while I was sleeping last night?
No. We are going through your personal papers while you were sleeping right now. Or this morning.
I don't really have to. You left it sitting in the open, right there on the table.
Like there's still anything to hide. She snatches it away from where I picked it back earlier. Except there's no anger or annoyance in her face when she looks at it and rereads every line with a pensive expression. After a short while, she folds it neatly along the creases and sets it back.
I don't even know if this will work out.
Well, if it doesn't, what about that exhibit you've been planning with Zach?
Do I even have to ask where you got that?
Zach sucks at lying. You have no idea how easy he is to read. It was all in his face when I asked about it. And anyway, if that doesn't pan out too...
I trail off, hesitating, measuring the weight of my next words. Genuine as they are, a part of me believes they're a burden, too heavy to impose on her. Because no matter how much I want her to stay, we are not what ties her here. It'll be selfish to ask of her. More than anything, her family will always come first. I say it, nevertheless. If only to let her know that, no matter what her choice will be, there will be people whose lives her mere presence has changed. Mine most of all.
You have us.
The words startle her to a pause, and slowly she turns to me, her eyes wide, disbelief all over her face. But before regrets forces an apology up my throat, her expression dissolves to something I can't quite place. Ooh woo, something new. Hey, the food. Something distinctly softer, more tender, familiar, almost in the same manner she glanced at me years ago, that day at the bridge. However, I don't get the chance to figure out what it all means for her. Blushing Ashton. Aw, he's in love. All of a sudden, a knock breaks the moment, and just as fast, both our attention shift towards the source. Before things can get awkward fast, I stand up to open the door while muttering some flimsy excuses in the process.
I'll get that. It's probably Zach or Rebecca.
Relationship change. Really, I know we're in a pinch, but their timing can't get any worse. Or updated. Yeah, either or, something happened, that's for sure. Unrelated frustrations aside, once I fling the door open, a whole chunk of the stone that's been stuck in the pit of my stomach simultaneously unseats itself. There in the hallway stands Zach, his hands raised for another knock. Although he's not his most presentable at the moment, ruffled and drenched with sweat as he is, relief quickly washes over me like a tide. He's still panting when he pushes me aside and heads in. The second his feet crosses the threshold, he scans the place, eyeing what little he can see of the room from the doorway. When he finds none of whatever he's looking for, he turns to me with a questioning look, one that has a hint of panic in it.
You said it was urgent. Did anything happen? Is it Becca? Bella?
Everyone's fine. Well, Becca's not here. She went somewhere this morning and hasn't answered any of my calls yet. But Isabella's...
I'm here, Zach. Morning.
His weight shifts at the same time, that stiff line in his shoulder eases. Once Isabella walks up to us and welcomes him with a smile. He relaxes, then he returns her greeting in kind. As soon as he's let out a breath he's been holding, and the tension's finally off his body.
So, nothing's wrong? Why'd you call me here for then?
My explanation could wait. He has a lot of explaining to do. The fact that he went to Ainslam alone, for some godforsaken reason, warrants a proper one. Ghost or not, he's already been given a warning. It frustrates me to no end. This might be the plan he mentioned the last time we spoke. I get that he's worried about Hannah, right? Yes! Why can't you be worried about her? She's an angel. I love her. Somehow they become friends, but that's not the issue here. Not when there's a murderous ghost who might go after any one of us at any given time. Sure, Zach made it here in one piece by some dumb luck. He's alright. This takes one off the list of people I need to worry about. Frankly, as annoyed as I am, I can't just stay angry at him when I look at the situation that way. Hell, if that call didn't connect in the exact minute, there might have been a chance he won't be standing here. This is a blessing in itself. Though, first things first, some things still need to be discussed. You're okay. We just show him we care. Yeah! Plus points with my boy. That's what we want to see. Oh, I didn't even fucking save at the... Whoops. I normally save at decisions. Ah, well, it's fine. Except when I open my mouth, the only thing that spills from it is my own relief. Despite myself, despite the rational part of my brain screaming everything wrong about Zach's neat little plan, we've had so many close calls within just a single night. Zach showing up at Isabella's doorstep alive, whole, and unharmed? I might as well take comfort in that while I still can.
You're okay.
You did tell me not to do anything stupid.
Suddenly, the whole room feels too heavy, and all I'm able to do is drop down the couch. The headache also threatens to burst in the same moment, or perhaps this is what release from anxiety feels like? Regardless, I reach up a hand and pinch the bridge of my nose, even if it'll likely do nothing to alleviate the impending pain.
Christ, you were right there! We had this stupid curse thing going on, and you were right there! You just walked up inside a private property! Those people can easily sue you for breaking and entering, and that's the least of it.
I know, Ash. But I can't just leave things as they are. I've got to do something.
God damn it, Zach, I was worried.
Ah, my heart is warm and full of happy. His smile can get rid of the rain on any day. Unexpectedly, he laughs. Not the half-hearted sort he makes when he's awkward or coming up with an excuse. A genuine one. But Stella, I am the snack. But hey, what snack you got? Remember when Johannes fucking suplexed us? I know, right? I think about that constantly. He's like, something bad could have happened. And I think about the timeline where we got fucking suplexed and arrested by Johannes. Ooh, tasty. Damn right you do. Even if I'm not streaming, you have 24/7 access to this snack whenever. So grab a piece when you feel inclined to. His arms looping around my neck while he grinned his knuckles against. God damn it. I can't read for shit. His arms looping around my neck while he grinds his knuckles against my skull. Helpless, I squirm under his grip in protest. Even then, it's hard to do so when you're up against a 6-footer.
Zach!
Ashton, baby, little baby man. Hold on, how tall was he? I know, right? You look 5'5", little baby man, little baby man, little baby man. God, I bet Zach is like the best hugger.
Aw, he's worried. Why didn't you say so? That cool act ain't gonna fool me anymore.
Wasn't talking about his hug.
Let go!
Jesus. He relents soon enough, though only after he's done ample damage in my hair. I hate it when he does that. Why, did he ruin your e-boy hair? But for a few moments there, the tense mood finally lightened up and everything felt like how it used to be before this whole mess began. Makes appreciating little moments like this easier, still.
Seriously, Zach. Why are you even there?
Told you already. I was looking for you.
Why would I even go there?
Well, you mentioned a plan with Isabella here. I assume that's where you guys went.
Yes.
That's where she found the letter.
God, you're so right, he would.
Sorry. I was really at a dead end.
The logic in that stuns me to silence, to say the least. And have girl sitting on his lap, and never have I ever. That's literally who I was thinking about! I was fucking thinking about that guy who I made eye contact with, and never have I ever. Fuck, that was so uncomfortable. I know it's a virtual world, but literally, that virtual stare burned holes into my eyesight. He looked at us so bad! We were whispering, and I still think he heard us. I thought we were far enough away. That is so uncomfortable. Even when we were kind of like spying on them from the tree house, it just kind of felt like he was still looking. Kin. Then I remembered his hesitance. This place is really straight, I know. How unfortunate of us to consistently run into extremely heterosexual users and worlds everywhere we go. God, the fucking squad of cops that rolled up. Then I remember his hesitance, the tone he's taken before agreeing to go here, and all at once my anger from what he's done wanes. The fucking cops, the goddamn 18 plus avatars, the damn people throwing straight up porn on the TV, like Jesus. Honey, your heterosexuality is showing. Journal! The baby with his fucking goddamn footsteps. I hate it. I hate it. That makes me so yeah. They drew it. I know the art. God, the fucking squishy footsteps from the baby haunt me to this day. Is she having an asthma attack? Oh, this was literally, I don't remember if you were there or not. This was literally right after we got attacked by the ghosts in the library, and she fucking booked it. She ran for her goddamn life. We accidentally died during that run, and it was kind of really depressing, because it wasn't the ghost that killed her. She decided to end herself instead of letting the ghost get to her. She like literally jumped off the roof of the library, and it was fucking sad. But I reloaded the save, and this is the better ending where she lives. Partly, this is my fault for keeping things vague. I can't berate him for assuming that when I've only left him with vague
You
answers.
could have called me.
I did.
I didn't receive any, and my phone was with me.
You kidding, right? I was at it the whole night.
The whole atmosphere in the room changes in 2 heartbeats. Back again with the tension-riddled one plaguing us. Zachary stares at me like I've grown another head. Then gradually, he shifts his attention to Isabella. That is a bad day indeed. Spending all that time in the Ermengarde mansion and not even a fucking crumb of Hana. Not a crumb. No crumb of Hana. Unfortunate. The expression in his eyes, questioning, asking for confirmation, like my word can't be trusted. Not that I'm holding it against him. I can't even believe the things coming out of my mouth these past few hours. Meanwhile, Isabella stays quiet. Has been like that for quite some time. She looks like she wants to disappear right now. Guilt, frustration, anger, fear, all the flashes fleeting across her face before it melts away under the expression of worry.
Please tell me he's joking. You were there?
No, we really didn't get any. Everything was quiet last night. But Zach, at BRC, Ashton and I saw...
They need mac and cheese. No mac and cheese, just whatever that dish was that Isabella made. Looked tasty though. God, I fucking hate my brain. I can't think of mac and cheese without thinking of that vine of the kid going, "That's what good pussy sounds like." Like getting whacked by his mom. Yeah. I'm sure you typed that before I finished my sentence. She never gets to finish that.
Sup, Bob Ash from Deluxe City. Back as watching
God
out?
fucking damn it, I was drinking.
Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy.
Abruptly, my phone rings again, blaring its badly sang ringtone throughout the whole room.
Looking for trouble? Better not lie.
Both of them pauses when I pull it up to check the caller ID.
Sup, Bob Ash from Deluxe City. Back as
It's
watching
so hard to
out?
talk over.
Looking for trouble?
I'll tell her to get
Better
here as
not
soon as she
lie.
can.
I'm a
Excuse me.
cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian
Without
guy.
another word, I slip out of the room and answer the call. However, God, it's so difficult to talk over that. Holy fuck. I know. It was funny the first time, but Jesus Christ. Trying to read over that is such a pain. However, the tone she assumes isn't what I'm hoping to hear.
Ashton, are you there?
Ragged, a bit out of breath, there's a tinge of urgency in it. Listening to her from my side of the line makes it seem like she just ran a marathon prior to this
Becca,
call.
where?
I got your message. What happened?
Nothing. Yet. Where are you?
Downtown. I had to make a quick visit to the library. Listen, Ash, about that thing Isabella has been talking about. There's something you guys need to...
Please tell me you didn't... Whatever. Save it for later. I'm at Salemwell. If you can get here as soon as possible, that'd be really great. This is... related to that. Yeah, Zach too.
With a quick press of the button, I switch on the loudspeakers and step back into Isabella's apartment. Just a crumb of Hannah or Marianne, please. Just give me a crumb of them. I want to see them. Look, just give me a sign, just a bit, just a piece. All of them is all I'm asking for. You don't have to show me the whole character. Just a crumb of them, please. Please, I am hungry, sir. Please, may I have some more? That's a crumb. That's all I'm gonna say. If you get it, you get it. That's a crumb. When I say I want a crumb of something, I want a crumb of something. It's all I ask for. It's quite self-explanatory, really. I hold out the phone towards the two, giving it 2 shakes, urging them to speak. Both are still carrying worried looks on their faces. This should ease
Rebecca's
that.
asking for you two.
Becca? Is she okay? Hey, Becca!
Hello, Rebecca. Odd morning we having, eh?
See, this is a crumb of Becca. It's only a picture of her face, but it's a crumb. Just a slight crumb. Just a bit of Rebecca.
Hey, you two. What's happening over there? Is this something I should be worried about?
I don't like that you intentionally left the bee out.
We'll tell you once you get here. Please, hurry.
I don't like the sound of that, Ash. But I'm on my way. Give me a few minutes. I'm driving.
She mumbles a goodbye, then hangs up. Becca's the last person I need to account for, yet that call left an even more strained tension in the room. Thankfully, we don't have to linger in it for too long. She only takes a matter of minutes to get here. The second she steps into the room, Isabella clings to her.
I'm so glad you're okay. Ashton checked on you this morning, but...
That's a cute achievement, safe and sound. And it's got like little tiny drawings of everyone. They got their heads, little like doll, like little like doll eyes, I guess is the way to say it. Why the fuck is the first recommended? I shift tab to look at the Steam overlay. First aid to 100%, Chapter 7, Luke's Nightmare Chapter. There's a guide, and the fucking the fucking icon for the guide is just a Lenny face.
He did?
Apparently getting 100% in Luke's chapter is difficult, question mark?
I'm sorry, I was in a hurry. I didn't have time to drop by and let you know.
It doesn't matter. What's important is you're here.
Not burnt to a crisp or brutally murdered somewhere. Whole, alive. Although she seems a bit shaken, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. At least now I can relax, ease the pressure off my shoulders, if only by some. But the minute Isabella pulls away from her, she winces. A small reaction, the younger woman doesn't even catch it. It sets a precedent for careful observation, nevertheless. A closer look at her reveals a much more disheveled than usual. Hair in a bit of a mess, probably flattened in a hurry. The back of her dress also shows stains of dirt in places it rarely gets into. She's also leaning more on using her left arm. She's right-handed. Perhaps most telling is the slight limp she has, noticeable once Isabella leads her into the room. It all sprouts a hatful of questions. What exactly happened, and how she ended up in that state? Pretty sure a simple trip to the library won't do that. I grab her arm before she can walk past, carefully to avoid hurting her, in case there really is an injury. It seems like it at first glance, but you can't be sure until after careful examination has been made. I suspect some bruising at least. Although minor internal fractures aren't out of the question, they have a nasty way of staying hidden. Sure enough, Becca tenses immediately upon contact. Tries to pull back, although the sudden gesture only elicits another wince, forcing her and Isabella to a halt. Both of them turn to me almost the same time, their eyes searching mine for answers. Rebecca, for her part, doesn't appear quite pleased with the interruption, or the fact that someone has brought it to light. Okay, this time I'm going to remember to save on the choice.
You okay? You're limping.
Yeah, plus points. As expected, she tries to hide it. This time, when she squirms from my grasp, it's with enough force. She almost stumbles back if Zack hadn't caught her by the elbow. Even with 2 more people shooting her concerned looks, she's swift to shrug it off.
It's fine. I just had a little accident.
Little accident. Hard to believe when her other arm's nursing the supposedly fine arm. Isabella doesn't buy any of it either.
In a library? Well, yeah. It kinda caught me off guard.
Something's happened there, hasn't it?
I don't have to elaborate on the question further. Shortly, she goes very still, and the hand placed over her right arm shifts ever so slightly, its grip on the limb tightening. Not too firm to hurt, but just enough for a gesture of comfort for herself. Warily, she casts a glance at everyone in the room. But only the one she spares for Isabella lingers longer, and in that moment, something unspoken passes between them, an understanding. It strikes me seconds later how utterly familiar her expression is, the same one I've seen far too many times in Isabella. Since the day at the movie house, every time her attempts to warn us have been so rudely
Let me see.
dismissed.
Can we? We have to check if it's bad.
Rebecca hesitates for a moment. Then, after a minute of consideration, she sighs and reaches for the helm of her sleeve, raises it just enough for Isabella to take a good look at it. Not swollen, but a large portion of her skin starting to turn an ugly shade of purple.
Oh, that is gonna be one hell of a nasty bruise.
Tell me about it. It was a library cart that hit me. You know,
Lies!
the metal ones they keep near the history section.
Aw, aren't thanking me for my hard work. I'm just sitting here playing video games, reading. Thank you for your hard work. Poor thing, had to cancel all your streams because work. Good luck with work. Love you too. Take care. Don't overwork yourself and die. Everyone give Stella a goodbye. Bye. We all love you. Loki never wants to cuddle when I want him, only when I'm doing something. God, that's a fucking mood. Those are my dogs.
Ouch! Like I said, nasty.
But she's there? She went after you. Yeah, I was in the archives, looking something up. Suddenly, she was just there. Belle, she was using my own students against me. What kind of terrible person does that?
Oh, if you're working at a factory?
Oh, it makes my blood boil.
You should have just ran. That woman's not something you can hit with a book.
Laugh it up, Ashton. I did. Then the bloody cart came out of nowhere. And you know what? If it weren't for a damn book, I would be dead by now.
Ooh, new journal update. Aw. Silence descends in the room as the gravity of that one word hits all of us. Dead. Another close call. Another would have. Another one we've narrowly avoided. How long can we keep this up? We're bound to break at one point. No normal human being with a sane mind can last like this. It's a miracle Isabella hasn't cracked yet. After all, she was the one who found the letter. I'd expected her to have caved in by now, yet by her voice, calm, composed in the face of this, is what cuts through the thick air.
I'll go get a cold compress for that arm. You guys take a seat first. Ashton and I, we have a lot of things to talk about.
That marks the end of it, at least for the time being. And as soon as Isabella returns and hands Rebecca the cold compress she promised, we get straight down to business. Surprisingly easy considering the rigid air in the room. Rigid? Fuck, I think it's rigid. Although there's some tense fumbling for words at first, the whole conversation gains steam once what happened last night at BRC has been put on the table. All at once, everything we brushed off, carelessly ignored, and rudely dismissed have been laid out for close scrutiny. Zach's encounter with the woman and his dreams, Rebecca's close brushes with death every time she appears, the dread, the fear, the terror she brings out, even in the bravest of us, everything. Because no matter how bleak this all seems, there must still be a way out of this. There has to be, logic be damned. Or at least, that's what Isabella and I would like to believe. Yet, even as the cold morning light shifts through the warm hues of late afternoon and eventually the night, none of this still makes a fucking damn sense. Darkness has fallen, but we're still nowhere near figuring things out. If anything, we're more at a loss than we've ever been before we even started this. The next thing I know, frustration rears its ugly head, and sheets of paper I've been holding smack the table harder than I've intended. The sound of it echoes loudly in the small room, and everyone simply falls silent, along with its release of another long-held breath. Perhaps the 100th since this morning.
We aren't getting anywhere at this rate.
Don't just drop it. There must be something in this we aren't seeing yet.
It's an odd thing to hear from her. The very words I've been telling myself every single time I find myself facing a dead end. We can use a little of the optimism right now, I guess.
I know, but what are we supposed to be looking at here in the first place?
Well, you already looked through those files. You're the one that picked it out last night, right?
All of them? I'm pretty sure every person we've checked in there isn't necessarily involved. One client possibly died of old age. Remember, you found that dumb paper.
Not so dumb if it can kill all of us.
Yikes, that's fucking something to laugh about.
Very funny, Z-Man. Anyway, like I said, you discovered that paper right before the open house. No one else was allowed inside during that time. It's too broad of a scope if we include every single person. In fact, the only notable ones are C and Jean Marie.
But if we're gonna include them in the count, shouldn't there have been more than enough people to end this fucking curse already? How does this thing even work?
Yeah, okay. They went in and out of this place. But no, you still don't get it. What I'm trying to say about those clients is...
Maybe there's more than one of it. Even my friend, the priest from the cathedral. He's been acting strangely. There might be more than one of that paper going around that we don't know about. More to this. I mean, look at all this stuff Rebecca brought with her. Apparently our teachers have been lying to us all these years. So who knows?
Hey, now don't blame us. Blame the bloody books they wrote.
You know, like the other three characters? I know. Well, so far, as I'm aware, Rebecca's the only one who's even remotely aware what Marianne's going through. Hana hasn't told anyone, and obviously, apparently Luke isn't fucking aware of it yet. We'll see. And quietly, Isabella reaches for one of the papers Rebecca's brought with her, and carefully inspects the words printed on the page. A copy of an old newsprint from even before the city's been founded. He controls it! It's his stand! He's the stand user! Her eyes narrow with each line it passes, but lingers at the illustration of the noblewoman's servant.
Why do they have to keep this in the restricted section?
Rebecca merely shrugs at her inquiry, but her own annoyance seeps through her answer.
How should I know? I wasn't even aware we have archives that go as far back as this. This is before the city was even founded. As a matter of fact, if it weren't for Andrew's help, I wouldn't have gotten my hands on any of it. Maybe they didn't think it would be important to talk about it. After all, this is more Anselm's than ours.
Now, to be fair, there are stands that can affect normal people and can be seen by normal people.
That or some old bugger's hiding something.
Why else would these tell a completely different story? Revising what's written seems a useless endeavor on its own when we have nothing to gain from it. Thanks to those, we're also missing a lot of things here. All we have to go with is this mansion, the letter, and all the stuff selfish people have been keeping for the public. But what else? Somehow, even with all this information in hand, it still feels like there's something we're overlooking. So take all the rules, so here's what you can know, right? Take all the rules and everything that you know about stands and throw it out the window. There are no rules. Stands can do whatever the fuck they want, apparently. There's a fucking, the newest stand The newest one, the big stand they're fighting currently in Part 8, has the fucking ability to affect anyone who's even trying to attempt to catch up to the goddamn, to the stand user. If you even think about pursuing the stand user, the stand goes after you. Do not perceive him. He does not wish to be perceived. There's no fucking rules anymore. Just occasionally they follow their own rules. At present, everything seems to point where it's all started. The Ermengarde mansion. Will bringing the letter back there fix everything? Fuck. How do I... The mansion's a private property now. Can't just waltz in there. I'd rather die before I even think of begging Wright to let me investigate the place. One thing's very clear after these last 2 days, however. We're not safe anywhere, and I have to act as fast if I want to keep my own friends alive. We can't keep running away. Sooner or later, she'll get us. Before that happens, I have to put an end to this. I stand up and stretch out the kinks in my back after several hours of sitting. We've been at this for too long. A break is needed. Time to let everything sink in, or else we'll all burn out. I know I will, and it's another thing I cannot let happen when they're all counting on me like this. Albeit unspoken, it's in their eyes as they look up at me waiting.
We've been at this since morning. We should take a break for a few...
Are you fucking kidding me? The rest of it never makes it out of my mouth as something heavy and grating sounds from the far end of the room. This isn't fair! We're sitting at a bonfire! This is a safe space! A harsh booming noise rendering those eardrums of everyone in the room. All at once, the three of them are on their feet while I quickly palm for my gun on the table. You just fucking told Becca a book wouldn't work and you're reaching for a gun? Get more books. Thwack it. However, before I can pull it up and remove the safety, the whole racket stops. Stillness descends in the room, and amidst the sudden hush, the four of us exchange anxious glances. So much for a break.
Ashton, that might be...
Gather everything.
No questions asked, they waste no time getting to work, piling up the documents we've been reading through. Even Isabella's unusually silent as she gathers everything in her arms, her own movements sharp and precise, a deep furrow on her brow. There's fear, but something hardened and urgent overshadows it. But the moment doesn't last. Before we can even finish, another noise ups the tension already gripping the place. Suddenly the lights go out and the wardrobe at the end of the room rattles, as if something inside begs for freedom. Cautiously, eyes glued to it, I take a step forward and I release the lock from my gun. I'm no trigger-happy person. I'm not even sure if this will work on a ghost. But right now, its smooth surface against my palm, with the trigger on my finger, provides the closest thing I have to relief as I approach the closet.
Ashton, what are you doing?
I don't think that's a good idea. We should just...
Word as they all are, they immediately stop at the slight raise of my hand. But the edge is there while they all huddle into space between the door and the room. In case this goes south, whatever I find inside, they have enough time and space to run from their position. In 2 deep breaths, I've crossed the room and stood in front of the closet. Whatever's inside has yet to stop thrashing. Instead, has now moved to banging at the door louder and louder the longer I dare. Another shallow breath. A glance at my companions. A nod. Something creaks. Then, in the next moment, I'm grasping at the handles and swinging the door wide open to reveal... nothing. Right away, I part the closet, the clothes hanging on it, and still none. No ghost, no woman, not a single trace of whoever's inside. Confused, I glance back at my companions, only to see them mirroring the same expression on my face. The noise has finally stopped. But I'm quite sure it isn't my imagination. Or maybe it is, and I'm just too strung up that my head's now making things up. Whatever the case is, we need to get out of here as soon as possible. This only confirms we weren't safe anywhere. Without bothering to close it, I move back, ready to leave, adrenaline now coursing through every vein in my body. In the next second, I'm barking orders
We
again.
should go. Everyone, we need to... Ah!
I'm sent sprawling on my back as something cold snatches my ankles and yanks. The resulting fall knocks the wind out of me. Pain racks my whole spine and the back of my head as it collides against the floor, with force enough to dislodge my own brain from my skull. A moment lasts before stars fade from my vision, and then I sense it. cold tendrils swinging around my ankle, and the smell of vile rot assaulting my nose, nauseating, sickening. A foul smell draining every feeling in my body. The moment her horrid laughter, still as unpleasant and vicious as the last time I've heard it, reaches my ears, my eyes snap open. Oh, fucking hell. Perhaps it's just an experience. Or maybe my mind still attempted to comprehend this. Regardless, the minute my eyes land on her, the whole of my body freezes. The gun in my hand turns useless as my grip on it slackens. It's the manner her gaze bores on me, I'll say. The look of utter hatred and malice. I've seen it loads of times. From suspects, mostly murderers who never regretted their actions, despite being caught. This is the face of someone you can no longer reason with. And I know the moment she laughs again and starts dragging me toward her, it's already going to be the...
Snap out of it!
No, I can't die here. Not yet. The haze fades from my mind and instincts kick in and there.
Everyone out! Get out! Get out of here!
With one powerful tug, I yank my foot out of her grip and scramble back to my feet, ignoring the piercing wails she fills the room with. The piercing wails that my dog is also filling the room with. Despite how good these headphones are, I can still hear her crying. Within the span of a second, I'm gunning to the door, grabbing the wrist of the first person my hand can reach and leading everyone out. Into the hallway, down the flight of steps, and right inside my car. I waste no time flooring on the gas pedal the second the last person closes the door behind them, and in a short while I'm driving us out of Salem well. I don't even entertain the thought of winding down just yet. Even as the last of the woman's painful cries fades into the night. October 31st, Monday. Oh, damn. We have Monday now, holy shit. A dreary downpour starts off the Monday. Although it doesn't last for more than an hour, the dark clouds lift just as the sun peaks over the horizon. Brief as it is, the rain has significantly dampened the park's usual cheery vibe. Mornings like this often mark the start of another bad week. An arrest gone wrong, another investigation leading to a dead end, or some truly fucked up shit being called in. Like that one time I was dispatched to a scene where a guy gouged his own eyeball out and almost ate it. It was a few chews away from swallowing it, in fact. Lost my dinner that day.
Fun times.
Course it out, anything can top getting cursed by a damn chain letter of all things. It's a sort of stupid thing people pass along as a prank through emails and text messages, for fuck's sake. Damn it, this stupid dog keeps crying. And I'm trying to pick her up without the model breaking. There we go. Okay, sit on my lap, puppy. Nah, no jumping, no jumping, no kisses. I will pet you, but no kisses. You got that? You got that? No kisses. You can have one. One kiss for the pup. A ghost chasing after you puts the icing on the cake. So far, all we've done is run, snoop about, read stuff, and run again. It frustrates me to no end how we're still no closer to an answer. Even my car reflects the state my mind is. Photocopies of documents litter every available surface. Scattered all over the place, spilling from the passenger side and into the basket, make an entire mess of what little space there is. Not that I'm any better. My last shower was 24 hours ago. I haven't slept at all. My last meal was that chocolate porridge thing Isabella offered. The way I am now, I'll definitely get a scolding. Rebecca will definitely give me an earful and tell me to take better care of myself. Say that I'm killing myself on the job. I can already hear Isabella complaining how dark the bags under my eyes are getting, and how I reek and how I need to shower pronto.
I can rest easy when this is all over.
Did you guys, see how many story has updated? The story has updated. The story has updated. Okay, it went off in that section there. It's not that I can't feel a pang of hunger. With that woman chasing after you, it's difficult not to feel anything other than horror. The rush of adrenaline coursing through my veins in my desperation to survive. In fact, I can still sense the ghost of her touch from last night. Her bony digits wound tightly around my ankle. That horrid smell she has on her as she pulls me closer. The memory's enough to send a shiver up my spine and make me antsy. Perhaps the only thing comforting about this is the sight of my gun nearby. Yeah, where's Ivory? We have Ebony. No, wait. We have Ivory. Where's Ebony? That's the other way around. From my dashboard, sunlight glints off Ophelia's surface. Oh, you named your gun Ophelia. I see. No, get two of them. Name them Ebony and Ivory. Become the Devil May Cry that you've so chosen to be with that stupid anime-ass aesthetic you got going on. Normally, I keep it in my hidden in my compartment. Luxborn police regulations only allows authorized people to carry firearms, and even those are limited. I do have the authorization, but I never really saw the need for its use, when the standard issue tasers are more than good enough to incapacitate anyone. What a good cop! Hey, I'm allowed to wield this thing, but tasers are just so much better. What a good way of thinking, if only the actual police force thought like that. Now quit your job. If not, I can always throw them on their back. Those judo lessons Dad forced me to get as a kid has its uses too. On a ghost though, all of those will probably yield the same result. They're all useless. I might as well use a stick. Ashen, sticks aren't that bad. If she breaks a stick, stick become two sticks. Stick win every time. However, it's the feeling of ease I'm after, or what little of it I can gather from it. The awareness that I, at least, have something to protect myself with in case things go wrong. The stick becomes the Keyblade. Yeah, exactly! The stick becomes the Keyblade. That I can still protect the people who are still depending on me, despite the missteps I've taken. As someone who took martial arts lessons as a kid, how does Ash actually remember any fucking judo? Oh no, maybe, you know what? Good for him. One of the few things he can retain in that little brain of his. And apparently he's putting it to uses. Become Roxas in the simulated Twilight Town. Zero, I need to show, you and I need to log into the fucking VR chat. Stella and I went to this fucking amazing recreation of Twilight Town. It was beautiful. He uses judos on those criminals. Exactly. Zero, I gotta show you that that bomb-ass fucking Twilight Town Stella and I found. It doesn't take the edges off, though the feeling of your whole body has been strained far beyond its capacity. Frankly, I'm already running out of steam. Story updated. The only thing pushing me right now is knowing someone's still depending on me. A stretch is still in order, though. I've been sitting here since last night. Soon, I step out of my car, closing it behind me with a thud as I take in my surroundings. The rain did wonders. The morning air feels crisper and cooler than it's ever been in the days. For once, the weather seems to be taking a turn for the normal. Luxborn normal in the distance, beyond the buildings, lining the horizon. Dark clouds are blowing in.
Storm might be due this evening, give or take.
A shame for the people looking forward to Halloween tonight. I'm just not sure whether it's something I can look forward to as well. Still, I bask in its change it brings. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, taking in the peace as if it'll be my last. But as with all the good things, that quiet shortly comes to an end. Not necessarily a bad end. The chatter reaches my ears first, halting my movements. Sure enough, when I glance up, I find them, Zach, Rebecca, and Isabella, just as they've entered the park grounds, bag of convenience store food in hand. After last night's flight from Salem, we've elected to stay the night here, unsure if our own homes will still be safe. Normally, we'd all be adverse to the idea of spending the night outside like this, but panic and distress has taken that decision. It's not like any of us has gotten an ounce of sleep anyways. On the off chance one of us did, it only lasted but a second. Or its fitful one. But looking at them now, from afar, it's easy to mistake them for a group of friends on a day out. Isabella's gesturing wildly with her arms as she talks. Something funny or amusing probably, because it's soon followed by Zach's booming laughter and Rebecca's giggles. Their voices fills the atmosphere with light, temporarily easing off the disheartening mood. It's easy to pretend we're not knee-deep in a life and death situation the way they're acting now. If anything, it's only their appearance that betrays that mask. Slightly disheveled, bags under their eyes, an exhausted curve in their shoulders, and dragging footsteps. But the closer they get, the more obvious those signs are to the naked eye. Zach tosses an energy drink my way the moment distance allows it. Isabella hands me the bag she's holding before seating herself on the edge of the fountain. The scent of warm food immediately wafts the bag when I open it, carried further by the passing breeze. Whatever the sweet sauce they drizzled over this pork wannabe, it smells heavenly. Hell, even the sorry-looking vegetables seem appetizing. Despite myself, without even checking exactly what this is, hunger swiftly takes over every rational thought. I dig in without waiting for them to start. The rest of them appear to be of the same mind too. Soon enough, they also start with theirs. No casual talk while we fill our empty stomachs. Exhausted as we all are, food is something we cannot forego. Starvation dulls the thinking, weakens the body. Food! Food! Glorious food! For us to survive this, I'm gonna have to take care of ourselves first. Stupid dog. God damn it, and I broke. My dog wants to spend time with me, and I go to do it, and then she jumps and runs away. Why? Why are you like this? Why are you running? Why are you running? Whatever. Honestly, I do kind of need to use the restroom, so the fact that my body fell apart, yep, okay, turning V-face off. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, take a quick break. So, I also kind of want some food. This is making me a little hungry as well. I wish I saw that message earlier. Alright, but I'm gonna take a quick break. I did eat earlier, but also I haven't been eating today, so I think we're gonna grab a quick snack. Do some dishes as well. This coffee, gonna wash that. Get some more water too. I'll be right back. So if y'all wanna go grab some snackage as well, go right ahead. Now would be the time to do it. There it is on screen. Your reminder to go get some fucking snacks. I'll be right back. Y'all take care. See you in a minute. Bye-bye. I fucking unmute the desktop, but I forget to unmute the mic. Anyways, hey, welcome, I'm back. Got some snackage. GG, I know, right? Got some snackage. You know what? Let me. Yeah, I'll do that after. Got myself some snackage, some more drink. I got eggnog. I don't know how y'all feel about eggnog, but I like it. I realize I probably shouldn't have had coffee as dark as I did earlier, considering how little I've eaten, because my body's doing the shakies. I'm like, I need substance. Hey, thank you, but don't worry, I got some snackage. Got some leftover pie, actually. So let's get right back into this. Yeah, thank you for the welcome backs. If we're going to survive this, we're going to have to take care of ourselves first. In a matter of minutes, we're done and dumping the empty cartons on nearby waste bin. Along with it is the shift in the mood. Back to dismal, and back to the problem at hand. The comfortable atmosphere from minutes ago was nice while it lasted. Admittedly, I've missed those kind of moments between us. Bambi, you're not getting any food. We never had the chance, always busy on some project or work. The things we've taken for granted. Now we're realizing how valuable they are. The world has an awful sense of humor. While the one we've just had is short-lived, it's another thing I want to look forward to. If we ever free ourselves from this damn curse, I'd like to believe there's a way. And for now, we have to focus back on the present. This. Dead people. The letter. The curse. It's not simple to bring these up, but necessary.
What now? Where do we go from here?
It's not a question directed at anyone in particular, but they all look to me as if my face has all the answers in the world. I used to think so, back when I was at the top of my game, and I'm still sure of everything. Now there's just uncertainty souling whatever decision I come up with. At some point, logic has simply stopped working here, and we've started grasping at straws. Along with exhaustion, fatigue, and stress, we have enough kindling to get a fire burning. Oh, what's with the music? Oh, we're gonna have a falling out. The not so pleasant kind of fire.
Well, first, we can't just stay here. That much is obvious.
But we can't just keep running like this either, Becca. Sooner or later, she'll...
As if we have a choice. We can't even go back to our own homes because that thing might get us. No, we're safe. But dying is the last thing I want to do right now, Isabella. Not to a stupid chain letter you were too gullible to pick up, bring with you, and show to everyone.
Uh-oh.
I didn't do it on purpose. Becca, had I known, I wouldn't have.
Hey, you two. None of us want to die to this. Just calm down. We ain't getting anywhere shouting at each other.
Whose side are you on, Zachary?
No one's. But we can't just say it's her fault. She did warn us not to open it, and both you and Ashton...
That doesn't exempt her from any blame. She's still largely responsible for it.
And you're not?
I didn't say that! Do you really think I don't blame myself for this as well?
I tried to warn all of you. None of you listened. Now you're blaming me for something I kept telling you guys since day one? You're just as responsible for this as I am.
So now, you're throwing it back at us. We wouldn't even be having this problem if you're...
Will you two cut it out? This ain't the place for I don't know, petty squabbles.
If you don't want to get caught in it, then stay out of this, Zachary.
Oh no, Zach. Don't stop her. Let her say it. I'm sure she has plenty more to say. If I didn't know any better, she's already.
I don't like angry Zach.
Already what? You want me to say it? Out loud? That I find you in this whole thing?
All right, that's enough. Everyone, shut up.
They all falter to silence at my words, and an awkward, stifling mood descends between us. I don't mean to shout, to snap at them, to add to that kindling. Not in a moment where, in any time, anywhere, she might get to one of us. We're all in the same boat, yet here we are, playing the blame game. Little by little, we're falling apart, caving into pressure to the bleak situation we're trapped in. That ghost mean for this to happen? To divide each of us so she could pick us off one right after? Who knows? Anything's possible now if her kind can exist. With the fire burning between us, raising as high as it does now, I'm afraid. Deathly afraid that the possibility might occur sooner than I can figure all of this out. Fuck! I still can't think straight. I can't even believe the next words coming out of my own mouth. That out of everyone, I have to be the one saying sense to them. Hydrate! This is more their forte than mine. Keeping the peace, placating everyone, while I unintentionally aggravate people with badly chosen words. Funny how fast the tables have turned after just one unfortunate incident. How am I even supposed to cope?
If we all want to get out of this mess in one piece, we're gonna have to cool our heads first.
Blimp. Let's see. Oh, that's the art. And that's the music. This is some uncomfortable ass music, despite how, like, pretty the scenery is. Before my own temper flares, I walk away and slide back into my car. If the door slams with more force than needed, I'd like to blame it on the pent-up anger boiling up in me. I'm not even sure what or who I am angry at. The ghost? At them? Or maybe at myself for being this useless? Because despite none of them saying it, I know. I know, goddammit! They're still counting on me. In spite of my failures or every harsh word I've uttered, or how unbearable I can be as a friend. It's there when the tension after the argument finally breaks, and one by one, they follow me and get in the car. It's in concerned glances they shoot my way when I start the engine without a word and drive off. It's in their silence, a heavy gift, their unwavering trust. Yet it's one I'm more than willing to carry, even though my own exhaustion, if only to keep them safe. In this city of 68,000 strangers, they're the only ones I have left. Though in all seriousness, a good rest is still at our best bet for now. Thinking with an exhausted brain is almost as good as running around in circles. We might as well just throw ourselves at the ghost and be done with this. The local Irish pub may not be the best place to hang out when one hasn't slept a wink or you're stressed. More often than not, it's loud. Sometimes the music played by drunkard grates the ears and the whole place smells like piss on a bad day. All in all, it's the very definition of the last place I'll hang around after a wakeful night, but it's safe. Or as safe as it can get with G security watching the place. Makes it easy to find help in case you find yourself in a tight spot. The place being owned by a person I've implicitly placed my trust on provides some semblance of comfort too. Gregor, Bartender G, or just G to his regular patrons, might be rough around the edges. Sometimes a bit too gruff for a man serving drinks behind the counter, but he belongs to the good folk of the city. If there's anyone in this place I can rely on to look after people important to me, it's probably him. He means well, surprisingly, despite his surly demeanor. Cares to some extent for people he likely only sees once or twice a week or on a bad day. Not the best job in the world in my opinion, but that's exactly it, isn't it? In wine, there's truth. Alcohol, in this case. It loosens the tongue, forces one to let his or her guard down. Whatever inhibitions anyone has, it all flies straight out the window after a few glasses. It's made him observant too. Always has one or two things to say about someone or something. Most of the time it's me, opinionated ass. But God knows how many times I've asked for his help when I've met with a dead end in case I'm in trouble. Or time's no different. Or this time's no different. As expected, the moment we show up, he's kind enough to offer us a room at the back of his shop. A single look at my face, I don't even need to say anything, and the next thing we know, he's leading us in. No questions asked. Maybe it's also for this reason why I find myself drifting towards the station hours later. Drifting towards his station hours later after having gotten that much needed shut-eye. Newly washed drinking glasses and tumblers line the counter surface when I enter the room. Behind the bar, G's busy wiping each of them clean, like prepping it for tonight's use. Briefly, he glances up at me once I claim one of the empty stools and grab a rock glass sitting closest to my elbow. Turning it absent-mindedly in my palm just to try and keep my hands occupied while my brain's busy, still trying to make sense of everything. Even at a dead hour, with only a few patrons milling about, this place still smells strongly of liquor. Honestly, I've never grown fond of it. Let's see if my model breaks. I'm gonna grab my dog. But she's being a crybaby. Why? Stop running! You're the worst. And then you're just gonna try and get the food on my... Yep, there I go. There I go. Hey, there I am. Like nothing ever happened. Stop! Get your dirty beak out of my food. Even at a dead hour with only a few patrons milling about, this place still smells strongly of liquor. Honestly, I've never grown fond of it. Regardless of how many times I've made a trip or sat here on the same spot just talking with the old man, I've never been fond of drinking in the first place. Yet, oddly, it's the nasty odor of brewery that helps clear the mind at this time, along with the lack of establishment's usual hubbub and the occasional clinking of glasses. Even more bizarre is that though, through my lack of words, G doesn't say anything. Although it's clear from the way his mouth is curved into a tight frown that he has questions. A bucket load of it. He wisely keeps it shut. Instead, he simply focuses back on his work. Rinse, wipe, stash away, repeat. Going through the motions with such familiarity, it's almost a trance. Watching his precise movements quietly like this, with these thoughts swimming inside my head, it's easy to lose track of everything around me. One solid lead on this, one possible way to sort this out, but will it work? Especially if my assumption's correct, and the reason Zach was there yesterday morning was because of the curse. Something must have happened there for him to see the need to visit that place in the morning. What if the couple's fallen victim to the curse too? It doesn't fall outside the realm possibility. I've been so biased, not even thinking that they might be in danger as well. But during the open house with Isabella, they might have seen the letter and... Fuck.
Stupid. Some fucking detective I am.
It's likely the moment Cooper saw it too. If logic holds, I need to hurry there right away. And if there are answers anywhere, it would be there. It should be there. Where all this fucking mess started. It's not only my life on the line here, there are others. What happened to us, I won't wish on anyone, no matter how much I loathe them. Or how complicated all of this has suddenly become. The letter, the woman, the mansion. And now there are voices lacing venom inside every crevice in my head. Murmurs that jeer, scoff, and deride whenever an opportunity presents itself.
It's because you didn't listen.
It's all your fault.
Spooky.
Why won't you believe me?
A reminder of what I failed to do and who I failed. At some point they all begin to blur together, twining and coiling, every horrid image and memory of her seeking the forefront of my mind. No matter how much I refuse to remember the fear I felt then, to push it as far back as I can, the visions come up to me like a deluge. And before I know it, before I can drown, another voice pulls me out of it.
Doing good there, boy?
And his hand is on my shoulders, gripping it tightly and giving me a light shake. There's a relief in his face when I look up at him, although his frown appears more distinct than the concern in his eyes. It's deeper now, marred with worry and agitation. He does let go when I offer him a small nod, but the furrow between his eyebrows never leaves his face. He always has a knack for reading people, after all. Even someone who can be as closed off or distant like me. In all the time I've spent in the force, there's only one person who's as keen as this old guy, the chief. Funny, and weird to some degree. I've pointed out to him so many times before how much they look alike, only for the observation to be brushed off with a vehement tone. I've never brought it up again the third time out of respect for the guy. Whatever it is, it's clear that's something he doesn't want to talk about. Why push, right? Oh, him and the chief are so brothers, and he fucking hates the chief. Or at least related in some sense. However, during times like this, it's impossible for the thought not to come up. He even has the glare down pat. Under his wordless scrutiny, I feel like a damn rookie.
You're looking a
again.
bit green. Sure you got plenty of rest back there? You were only out for an hour or two. Wouldn't hurt to try and get some sleep. I'll keep an eye out.
No need. Don't worry about me. I won't be able to get some sleep anyway.
Not with her face still clear picture in my head now.
I heard that from you before. Not buying it. What's the story this time? This as bad as that case with the guy who ate his own eyeball?
I wish it were. Jesus, stop reminding me. I hated that case. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you get a kick out of telling people about it.
It's useful, you know, for blokes who don't know their limits.
I like G. G, why are you so cool? You're a real G.
Sends him right out the door after I start with the description. Or was it the part when the poor schmuck gouged his eyes out? Nasty, awful, icky stuff, and it gets the job done. Like I said, useful. Don't even need to call security these days if I want to kick someone out. Anyway, pretty sure that pales in comparison to whatever this is now. I haven't seen you this stressed out since they closed that case. The one from 10 years ago with your professor friend.
Abigail and her team weren't able to solve that one, G. No one has been able to. It just went cold.
Same difference. But what do I know, eh? I just serve drinks, listen to people's problems and their whining, then make sure they get home safe afterwards. Thing is...
God, bartenders in media are so cool. It makes me kind of want to be a bartender, but I know that job probably fucking sucks.
I'm also not blind, kiddo. And you can bet your ass I can tell when a person's about to fall apart.
What? Is this some form of therapy from you? Are you going to offer me free drinks now?
I just take a huge ass bite of my pie as it's like, alright, your turn to read, no more dialogue. I'm like, fuck. Really, I can use some right now. Something to numb the senses. But when has that helped anyone?
In your dreams, kid. Last time someone gave you the hard stuff, your photographer friend had to haul you out of this place almost half naked.
What? I thought Ashley did a drink. Hold on, I want to hear about this.
Hey, I can handle my liquor when I put my mind to it.
Not from what I've seen, nope.
I'm telling Ryu everything we've learned.
Besides, you usually avoid drinking. Either way, it's out of the equation. And when booze no longer counts, we just talk. So, talk. It's not like anyone within earshot will care. That chap over there only wants his cricket matches.
Vera, hello, hello. Welcome for joining. How goes it, Vera? How you doing? Okay. Thanks for stopping in for a minute. Yes, I am the big cute. Big cute, big sexy, whatever you want to say. Have a good rest, Vera. Always happy to have you here, even if it's just for a brief moment.
I doubt you believe it, G.
I've heard worse stuff. Try me.
I want G's fucking... I know G's gonna believe it, but I want him to be like, that's fucking bullshit, and you're crazy, and get some sleep. I am doing
that mansion
great.
down at Anslum?
Thank you for asking, Vera. It's always a pleasure seeing a message from you.
Yeah, who doesn't? You live in this town long enough, it's impossible not to hear a thing or two about it. Bloody locals.
Me when I log into Facebook, bloody locals. Or log into Twitter.
Well, my friend found a primitive version of a chain letter in there. Now that we've seen it, we're cursed.
A beat passes. For a long moment, G stands there, unmoving. His hand stops short of placing the glass he's been wiping prior back to a rack on his left. All while he stares me with the eyes that are nothing short of scrutinizing. He probably assumes I'm joking. Who wouldn't? Not a week ago I've been put in the same position. Even now, in spite of things I've seen and heard, it simply won't sink in. Or maybe it's just desperation creeping in, the idea that I might not be able to find a way out of this. Whatever the case is, for people who hasn't experienced what I'm going through, for people who shouldn't say haven't, For people who haven't experienced what I'm going through, this will merely sound like an awful Halloween
It's
prank.
not a prank.
Now, this must have been what Isabella felt the whole time we made fun of her that day.
This isn't a prank. I saw something.
Now it's too late. We're stuck in a never-ending nightmare, where the only way out might be death. And like I've expected, G's reaction to it, an amused laughter. It booms throughout the whole pub after a long bout of silence, like I've just told him a particularly funny joke.
Okay. Good one, kid. You don't want to spill. No one's forcing you. Seriously, though. Good one.
Although I want to be angry with him, I can't find it in myself. Can't even muster the energy for a scowl or a glare. Nothing but tasting my own medicine to temper the annoyance bubbling up in me, I suppose. In the end, echoing her words is the best I can do.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, all right. Good luck with that. You're on your own.
I like to believe this is him actually believing us, going, oh, well, fuck. I don't know shit about ghosts. You're fucked, kid. See ya.
Here, I thought you didn't have an ounce of humor in that body. Guess I'm wrong.
He shakes his head, lets out another chuckle before returning to his task. By now, almost half the glass have been put away. The only ones remaining are the smaller kind used for shots and stemmed ones for cocktails. Despite being busy with his task, his amusement does not entirely disappear from his face. He keeps talking as if I'm simply another customer he entertains with his stories. But we both know it's more than that. It's a wistful expression on him says it.
Man, can't believe you're the same rookie who walked in here almost a decade ago. Too smart for his own good, that boy. Has always been 2 steps ahead of things. Now he's here, sulking.
I must have screwed up somewhere then.
I must have screwed up a lot. For things to suddenly shift like this, for me to become a mere shadow of the person I used to be.
No, I don't think so. This one, screwed up? Not by a mile. It's too early to say. You've still got several years ahead of you, Holmes. Take it easy. But some things change, eh? It has been years, and you were a kid back then. You know, the sort that's a bit unsure, making all the horrible decisions in life he'd eventually be embarrassed to talk about.
You never stopped calling me kid, though.
Well, you still are. It's just that this time, you're sure of who that badge and gun is for. What was it you police types usually say? To protect and serve, yeah?
A significant pause follows at its heels. From both of us, as he allows its meaning to sink in and spurs something in me, stirring a feeling both heavy and forceful, but not completely unwelcome. Familiar. Yeah, give me Art of G. Ah, boo! I wanted Art of G. Though before I can even clarify what he's trying to imply or gather my thoughts on the matter, G turns away to begin his work on the silverwares. He'll need those too, once more of his patrons come in for lunch. Slow and easy. A sharp contrast with the strained air we've been wading through these past weeks. A fleeting moment, but one I allow myself to relish. If only because its absence lately, the way things are now, this is almost a gift. So when it all ends with the loud shuffling of foot from adjacent hallway, a sigh is all that leaves me. There's no need for me to look up to know who it is. Zach's treads alone are telling me there's always a weighted set for them. Steps are taken with a lazy cadence. Like he's always trying to make himself smaller, less conspicuous than he actually is. In a place he's unfamiliar with, he also tends to linger, stand awkwardly at the sides, as if he's too afraid to break something. That, or he's waiting for permission of some kind. Either way, he's never been the kind to barrel headfirst into things or forego courtesy despite appearances. Much like how Rebecca's mother Henning bellies her fiery temperament, or Isabella's rare display of maturity appears at odds with her youth. There's been a lot of those in my life, it seems, more so from people I've grown closer to over the years. Walking contradictions we all are. It's a wonder how we ended up as friends in the first place. But maybe that's also exactly why, to some extent. There's still an understanding in there, in knowing, that no matter how long you've been together, or how familiar you are with the person's habits, or how many lifetimes there might be for all of you, One can never fully know a person. Sometimes it works because they merely choose to stay. Sometimes it's as simple as someone extending a hand first for an apology, regardless of every hurtful word said. The dog is crying again. I'm going to grab her. Please, model, don't break on me. Please do not break. I'm also going to turn off the heater. It's getting too warm in here. Very stuffy. Very stuffy. And this dog is obnoxious. Hello. Yep, there I go again. There I go again. Alright, and she doesn't even... Right. After all my attempts, she doesn't even want love from me. I hate it here. I hate this dog. She makes me so goddamn angry. And now my sources. Now my sources have gone missing. Yes, most excellency. Yes, I loved it. Where'd it go? What the fuck? Docs. Scene transitions? Where is it? I can't even hide V-Face anymore because now I can't find my stupid... Nani the fuck? View sources. Where did it go? There it is. Found it. How did it get there? How did I get here? Okay, hold on. Hide V-Face. Where is V-Face? V-Face is here. And it's freaking out. What the fuck? Oh, hey, look at that. I didn't have to reset it at all. Incredible. Hey. Let's hope this fucking dog doesn't break me again. Quit your... She only cries whenever I stream. She's totally fine most of the day.
Hey. Hey, Ash?
This time, I glance at him briefly, gauging the mood. Not because reconciliation's an issue for me between us. It'll never be. But somehow, this is another thing I'm all too afraid to see crumble in front of me. One wrong word. If this is going to end in another argument, we might as well stop as early as now. There's another long pause from him, during which he can't seem to figure out what to do with his hand. In the end, he chooses to stuff both into his pockets and train his eyes at the now empty space behind the counter. Without our notice, G slipped back into the kitchen, leaving only the two of us and everything awkward in the world at the moment. Still, Zack trudges on, hopeful tones slipping into his voice, simply because it's the only thing he knows to do.
Did you, get any sleep?
It's a start at least. A stiff one, but a start. The least I can often return is a rare honesty.
For a few. a few hours, yeah.
Curt, brusque, not an ounce of friendliness in it. In spite of it, Zack takes it as a sign. Relief washes over him as his shoulders relax, and he releases a tense breath. Soon, he's close to the distance he's put between us and flops out of the chair to my right.
I think the better question is if the dreams are pleasant. And for the record, no.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I get those a lot.
Baby. He shifts in his seat, coughs, drums his fingers on the counter for a short while, then falls silent. That's it. No apologies. Somehow, the short exchange is all we need. The air changes, much like everything we've known lately. Maybe not for better, not yet. However, it's less suffocating, with less hostility and resentment. The kind where it's easy to pretend, easy to forget. Not that it's a thing that'll happen anytime soon, but one can dream. In a situation where death might come knocking any time, it's these little hopes we cling to. It's these little things we wish will happen again. I'm not an optimistic person by nature. Hopeful, maybe, but never optimistic. Though, I want to believe there's a way we'll live through this nightmare. It's just funny how it took all of this to spur these kind of thoughts in me. Can't even remember the last time something like this occurred to me. For some reason, after seeing one harrowing thing after another, I've simply forgotten.
Why are you suddenly smiling like that?
Huh? Oh, no, I was just thinking about something.
Well, it better be something that'll get us out of this mess.
What makes you think I know how to fix this? Until 2 days ago, I didn't even believe a word you guys have been telling me. Zach, I function better when I'm dealing with homicide cases. Hell, feel free to throw in the usual robbery and missing persons case into the mix. I don't care. Give me a few days and I'll give you a lead. This isn't how I operate. This isn't what I'm good at. For all you know, I might even end up getting us killed. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, the fact that you're frustrated but still trying already means something, Ash. Besides, you don't make that face unless you already have an idea. It can't be any worse than this. Maybe. What's on your mind, Ash?
Where'd OBS go? Okay. I try to mute myself for just a second so I can cough, and the whole thing goes missing. There really is something about Z-Man. Between Rebecca and him, I tend to share with him things I don't normally say to the other. Unlike her, who pushes, sometimes with some tenacity as her moods, Zach has his strange tendency to ease people into telling him what he wants to know. Oftentimes, the question feels so subtle it catches me off guard, with less force and more forbearance. After all, out of everyone, he's the most grounded. Really, he's like the older brother I never had, the kind you could depend on when things get sour. The kind you tell things to simply because he'll listen without forcing his own opinions on you.
We still have one more lead we haven't checked. I'm gonna look into it tonight.
It doesn't take him long to put 2 and 2 together, and his calm expression abruptly dissolves to worry, the second he realized what I meant. We've already examined the letter, read through past documents. There's really only one we haven't given a voiceover: the mansion. Of course, Zach may not be the kind to push, but it doesn't mean he agrees with everything that comes out of my mouth. It's his way of keeping me steady and on my feet through the years.
Hold on, didn't you tell me not to go in there? Whatever happened to stay away from Luke Wright?
You're an unarmed civilian, Zach.
And so?
So, I want you to stay here and keep yourself safe. I probably won't take too long, but I don't know what might happen. I'm not even sure if I'll find something in there. G will keep an eye on you guys. If you need anything, that woman shows up, just holler. He'll help out, no questions asked. You don't even need to explain anything.
He's not willing to concede, not from the manner he grips his knees, or the rigid set to his jaw.
I'm going with you. You can't go in there alone, Ash. I heard something. The morning I was there, I heard someone scream, and then there was a woman crying, and I don't know what's going on inside that mansion, but I am telling you, you shouldn't face whatever's inside alone.
Before I can stop myself, a heavy breath escapes from my mouth. It's one of those times again where Zach means well, but he's completely missing the point I'm trying to make. When things take a turn for this, when he gets in a mood like this, he's almost as headstrong as Isabella. I'd feel better if I didn't have to worry about you, but also I want him to come with us. You only get in the way? Yeah, no, he won't. Yeah, plus with my boy Zach. God, look at that. Full bar with Hana. I still can't believe it. There are only 2 ways this will end. I agree with him and take him with me, or I agree with him and drop the idea altogether. Neither appeals more than the other, especially when we're all desperate for answers and a way out. If all it'll take is a little more honesty to make him drop his harebrained idea,
Look,
so
man.
be it.
Bro. Z-Man.
Bro,
Zach.
bro, bruh,
Zachary,
bruh,
listen.
bruh, bruh. Listen here.
I know you only want to help.
Like hell! This ain't just about helping, Ashton! You're throwing yourself in the thick of it, on your own!
Holy shit, that went from 0 to 100 real
Was
fast.
your fall last night really that bad? Did you hit your head hard? I honestly can't tell if you've gone stupid or just plain suicidal.
My head's okay, Zach. But it won't stay that way if we don't do anything about this. Someone has to.
Seriously, this is already a desperate move. The longer we dally, the faster we're losing our options. Do we even have one? Looking back at it, this whole business with the ghost seems perfectly set up to drive us into a corner. Either until we lose our mind, or she gets us. It's starting to feel as if there isn't an escape. We've already become her playthings the second Isabella found that letter. That our lives are in her hands ticks me off big time. But the idea of watching the people I care about die helplessly, more so. They're much safer here than with me. It's a selfish thought, I know, born out of fear. So, in case anything goes awry, the very last thing I want to happen is for Zack to take the fall with me. I've already made enough mistakes.
And that means it's just you.
Just me.
Suddenly, he climbs up. Although his actions, the restless shift in his shoulders, his mouth pressing close in a tight line, and how he starts off again on a quiet note. It all gives away his real thoughts, long before 2 words have even made it out of his mouth.
I'm sure you already know about this. Maybe this is you trying to make amends, or whatever. I don't know. You're making your own decisions here. But if something happens to you, it'll be just that. There'll just be another dead body out there. Please, don't do something like this.
Don't worry, I'm not stupid enough to get myself killed. I just want things to go back to normal, Zack.
Another dead air follows at the heels of that one admission. The meaning of my words too heavy, too striking. It stuns us into another lull. Optimism aside, we're both aware that it's impossible. We're gonna have to deal with the trauma right after. There'll be the images, the voices whispering in our heads, the foreboding feeling, the stench of blood, gore, and death trailing after us. We may survive this, but those things, they'll remain with us for a long time. One doesn't survive something like this without it leaving something in you. Just the mere thought of what might come right after makes me dread it. What this has changed in all of us. But I suppose that outcome is more acceptable, the lesser of the 2 evils. My head snaps up and I turn to him, puzzled. He's staring at his hand with a thoughtful expression, burrowed in deep concentration. Like he's trying to choose the right words to convey what he's about to say.
3 hours? For what?
That's more than enough time to go there, to check things, like you said, and travel back here. If you don't show up here beyond that, I'm going after you.
From his tone, it sounds almost like a warning. I'm sure it's not his intention. But hearing something like that from a person like Zack, I can't help but chuckle and throw in a jibe, despite how dire things are. Just like the old times.
Make that 4.
Boo!
What? You said you're just gonna check things.
3, take it or leave it.
Why would you even need that long?
Speed limit? I'm a ranked law enforcement officer, Zack. I'm supposed to set an example.
I so wanna punch you right now.
Of course, Zack never carries it out. In light moments like this, it's just how he is, and how we are. Unfortunately, G chooses the next moment to show up. He slams the flat of his palm on the counter and shooting us both a stern look. Although his tone's nothing short of jovial, the disapproval's clear in it. He obviously misunderstands the situation.
Boys, drummer's nice and all. I used to watch these bloody god-awful afternoon serials with one of my brothers many, many years ago. But listen, I am not having one in my pub, all right? You two want to fight? Go out.
A pregnant pause. Then, without any preamble, Zack and I are both snickering and G's glower melts into confusion. When we both show no sign of stopping, he simply shakes his head and turns away. I'd like to think it's better this way. Better that we part on light terms, so Zack won't have to see every little insecurity, every little doubt in me right now. He's seen enough. The last thing I want him to glimpse is another display of weakness. Ah, that's a sweet one. I like that one. Not when he still stares at me with the same unearning confidence in his eyes. When our mirth dies down, before anything can be said further, before I change my mind, I step away from them. Giving Zack's shoulder a quick few pats, mumbling a lame excuse about taking another short nap under my breath. Altogether, burying the stray thought that flesh is fleeting in my head. Zack has seen me at my lowest plenty of times. Why does all of it matter now? The sun hangs lower when I stumble back into consciousness and drag myself downstairs. Around this time, the patrons usually start to trickle into the main lounge until it reaches a peak around midnight. Today, however, it remains thin. But considering what day it isn't too worrisome for the kind of business G runs. He's always complained about the lack of decent crowd on a week start, although he doesn't really begrudge his customers for it. No one wants to start the week with a bad case of a hangover after all. Even him. Which makes the concerned look he gives me come off a bit too odd. Why are you crying? Puppies can't have pie. No pie for you, puppy. I'm gonna turn the lights off so she can stop staring at my food. With the kind of danger we're in, this swiftly puts me on the edge, even before sleep completely fades from my mind.
Something wrong, G?
G hums, but there's an undertone of annoyance in it despite his casual and open movements. And only after he finishes wiping a tumbler and carefully settles it face down on the table does he give me an answer. The way he stares back at me honestly makes me squirm. It feels like I'm being stared down by a primary school teacher for sleeping in class again.
Nothing much. Monday's still a slow day for this place. But you might want to check on your friends, kid. Looks like one of them woke up on the wrong side of the bed while you were out.
He's talking about Rebecca. Another question forms in my head, along with a small, confused frown. Though before a single syllable slips past my mouth, Rebecca's irate voice rings out from some part of the main lounge. From the sound of it, it appears woke up on the wrong side of the bed is a complete understatement.
Alone? You know we can't just go in there. But we don't have any other choice, Becca. There's really no other way. We have to go there. If you'll just... Isabella, no.
That doesn't sound too comforting. Once Rebecca assumes that kind of tone in an argument with Isabella, it usually ends with one of them walking out or both giving the other silent treatment. It lasts for about a week at most if it's really bad, which really isn't what we need right now. I've hoped the bad blood from this morning will simply blow over after all of us got a decent rest. I should have expected things won't be the same with them as it is with Zach and I. Turns out sleep isn't just what some of us need. Even G appears to understand it, in spite of his effort to look as unconcerned as possible, with a tense set on his shoulders. A nervous edge lingers in his eyes as it occasionally flickers over where Rebecca and Isabella's voices are coming from. He doesn't want to deal with this, especially at the start of another busy week. Neither do I. Things have worked out well between them before without Zach or I meddling. But the imploring gaze G directs at me leaves me with no other choice. It almost feels like he's guilting me to doing something about it. I hate that it's working.
You know how I run this pub, kid. No fist fights, no cat fights, only good booze, bad puns, and off-key singing.
What a good pub. I want to go here, but Luxborn isn't real. The UK doesn't exist.
Go fix it before it blows up in your faces. I'd hate to throw two girls out of this place over a petty argument.
It's probably not as petty if Rebecca's already shouting like that, but I give him a nod nevertheless. Oddly enough, it's not Rebecca shouting. She seems more calm in this. It's like Isabella shouting, if anything. But
Sorry about this, G.
Performances and writing seem to differ. He hums something under his breath for an answer and waves me off, turning away and returning to his work without another word. Even with the lack of a sizable crowd, he likes to keep busy. We're the same in that regard. Can't remain still, always has to stay moving. Doing something, thinking, whatever keeps the brain at work. I leave him to it shortly after. Rebecca's voice rings out once again, followed by Isabella's. But part of me wants to thank him for all the trouble he's taken for people he barely even knows. Once this is over, I should probably find some way. In the meantime, I have this immediate problem to fix. Gotta get to this before it turns into a shitstorm both of them will regret. And I know both of them will. For all of Isabella's complaints about Rebecca's bossy attitude, or how annoying Rebecca sometimes finds the other's childlike demeanor, it's a friendship they both cherish in their own way. Rebecca's already on her feet when I spot them in an almost deserted area of the pub. I'm willing to bet my entire life savings that people are staying away only because of the brewing storm. Rebecca can have quite the mood when she's crossed. I can't speak for Isabella. I've rarely ever seen her seething, but from what I've heard, it can be very unpleasant. The way she's glaring up at the redhead from her seat, regardless of how much the other woman towers over her right now, already says everything. Empty plates have been left neatly piled onto the corner of the table they occupy, a conversation that turned sour sometime after they ate lunch then. Good thing they're already done and nothing's left to be spilled. Because the next moment before I can approach and intervene, Rebecca slams her palm on the table. It sends the silverware clinking sharply against the surface. Isabella flinches momentarily, we both do. Though she shows no sign of indication of surrendering in the face of Rebecca's temper. Ugh, I'm gonna have to pick one to side with, I just know it. Everything escalates from there.
You've already gotten us in enough trouble because of this little ghost everything. You're blaming me again! And you can't expect everyone to fix your mess. You keep on putting the blame on me, but you're the one who didn't listen. All of you! If you just listened in the first place, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But you're too busy acting like you know what's best for everyone, when in fact you're the one who's being selfish. I'm the one who's selfish. Yet you're still going to do what you want anyway, even if the people around you are already beside themselves with worry. This is how you've always acted since we met, and I'm tired of it. Sometimes I wish you never even came here, because all you've given us is a headache.
Wow, the mom really pulled the I wish you were never born card, huh?
You know why I had to come here. My dad. Your dad has nothing to do with this. It has always been you and your whiny, careless self that has always been the problem.
Maybe I should have stepped in earlier. Maybe I should have said something the moment Rebecca slammed the flat of her hand on the table, or the second I've entered the area. Either way, it's too late to act. Harsh words have already been hurled between the two. Yikes. Words more cutting than any blade, each and every one of it digging a wound too deep in the person they've already aimed at. For a long time, Isabella sits there in silence, while Rebecca stands unmoving, arms crossed and breathing heavy. Despite the lack of words between them, they're both vibrating with anger, refusing to meet the other's eyes. Ever so slowly, the atmosphere in the room turns thick and smothering. The strained air no one in the immediate vicinity, including me, dares to break, until the ones it's at the center do so. Rebecca definitely will at some point in our friendship. She's grown to become a woman firm with her opinions. She's never going to back down from this, not when she knows she has a point. Isabella, on the other hand, there's always been a certain stubbornness in her. As frustrating as it is to see sometimes, it's what's gotten her through her life's hardships. Perhaps even the only thing that has. When you have nothing else, people tend to cling on to what they have within themselves instead. But she also knows when to withdraw, when a struggle turns useless, a kind of awareness almost second nature to her. When enough is enough, Isabella abruptly stands and marches towards the exit in fast, rigid footsteps, away from the hurt and painful words they've let fly earlier. She bumps into me in her haste, the impact nearly knocking her off her feet. Instinct kicks in the last moment when I reach for her, grabbing her arm in a steady grip. Surprise flits across her face, an expression mirrored by Rebecca behind her. Neither of them have noticed me. No, Rebecca took it a little too far with bringing up the dad. She doesn't even know that he's dead. So we're gonna take Isabella's side on this.
Okay.
That's plus Isabella, negative Rebecca. Yep. Rather than answer, once her shock subsides, she merely averts her gaze and hastily wipes a tear off her cheeks, like she only noticed them in that moment. Then, without another word or even meeting my eyes again, she gently brushes away my hand and runs off, leaving an awkward hush in her wake. Rebecca soon slumps in the chair Isabella has left, gingerly reaching up to press the bridge of her nose and breathing out a ragged exhale. Arguments like this have always drained both her patience and energy, usually more than her rowdy students do, despite being no stranger to it. It's no excuse for her to say those things though, and my disapproval must be clear enough on my face. When she finally glances back at me, her exhaustion immediately shifts back to annoyance, her mouth curving down to a tight frown. I cross my arm in response, waiting, a reaction verging on the instinctive in face of her irritation. Regardless of my opinions about this, I don't say anything yet, not until she's the one willing to talk. Another minute passes while we stare at each other down, but eventually she breathes out again and relaxes her rigid posture.
What do you want, Ash?
I'm kind of worried that I feel like I should go back and, do that, because now Rebecca's at below average, whereas Isabel's already way above average. And I feel like I should kind of just keep them both there, but I don't know.
If you have something to say, just tell me, or I'm going back upstairs.
Did you really have to say it like that?
Well, how do you want me to answer her? Do you want me to just let her go there and do what she wants? I know you won't be too happy if I did that.
That's a low blow, Rebecca. Even for you. We all know she wasn't even planning on staying here this long. There was no need to bring it up if all you wanted to do was stop her.
Did you even see how she's acting? She's not a child anymore. Even my students can do better.
Becca, she'll listen if you'll just ask her properly. I know you mean well and you do have a point, but please be a little more thoughtful next time. Go think about it for a while.
By some miracle, the whole discussion ends right there. Rebecca elects to stay silent, or at least it's how it seems when a minute or two passes and she says nothing. A rare occurrence when she almost always has something on her mind. Only an uneasy atmosphere hangs in the air when I finally decide to remove myself from the room. She doesn't stop me. Instead, something inexplicable flickers momentarily in her eyes, one that quickly disappears until only a vague notion of it remains in the memory. But in that one exchange, I've caught a short, clear glimpse of what's shifted, of what's inevitable. So much has changed throughout the years. We'll never be the same person we once were. And if it's for the better, we've yet to know. The lulls descended to the main lodge. Once I return, G's nowhere to be seen, people continue to trickle out instead of in, and by the time I get back, only 2 tables remain occupied. Soon, these people too will be gone, and the whole place will be devoid of anyone. Frankly, its current state already lends the place an entirely different vibe. Along with the soothing strum of strings and the steady beat of drums playing overhead, there's a calming sense to this. A far cry from the times I've been here before. And perhaps it's for this reason why Isabella has chosen to take this place to retreat. She sits quietly in the furthest corner of the room, in one of the tables set right beside the windows. G usually keeps the curtains close around this hour, but a small portion of it's been pulled back, revealing the busy streets outside. The late afternoon light spills right through it, outlining her small form pulling on the surface of the table where both her arms rest. In her hands, she flips a piece of folded paper, turning it from one side to the other without any purpose. The letter. A small frown creases her forehead while she stares at it, yet there's something oddly tranquil in this picture she's unknowingly painted. Something I can't bring myself to disturb, if only for a few seconds. It's one of those moments again, the rare ones where she's still too quiet, a complete opposite of her usual self, but it's these that I often leave a mark. Not her cheery disposition or her lively attitude, but these short, few seconds of wordless silence when the softest sighs and the slightest movement sing louder. The smallest, minuscule things that tell you about the person and her strengths more than any words can describe. In these, I carve a vivid memory, no matter how brief it lasts. She glares at me, annoyed, and just like that, all of it melts away. Gone is the stillness, replaced quickly by the teasing and friendly jibes. Back again to what we're used to, what's easy, and what's familiar. Where every truth we hope to convey, regrettably, goes unsaid between us.
You're going to destroy an important piece of evidence if you keep doing that, Belle.
But she's far from angry. A bit upset, maybe. Who wouldn't be? Well, I do agree with Rebecca. Her words still hit below the belt. Regardless, Isabella doesn't seem like she'll start shouting at me. At least compared to every other people I've aggravated, intentional or otherwise. Some light talk may just do the trick and coax her out of this mood.
Come on. If you keep staring at the table like that, you're going to bore a hole on it. I really don't want to OG a new table. He'll pick the most expensive one and leave me begging on the streets.
She levels a quick glance at me, her expression dry and impassive, enough to drain every color out of the room. It's as if I've just told her a terrible joke and she's expecting there'll be more of it. Really now? She needs to give me more credit than that. My jokes are funny when I want them to be.
And I really don't care. I'd even take pictures and post them online.
Go away, Ash. I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah, it sounds half-hearted at best. Like what's happened has already snapped every bit of energy in her, and all that's left are the words. Pretty soon, those two will lose their meaning and leave a hollow shell in their wake. It's already unusual to see her like this. Everything's already gone to shit. I'd like at least this one thing to stay normal. So somehow we manage. We continue for the better. Half the hour talking, joking with her, short, feeble responses, and banter that never goes anywhere. But it's enough. In the grand scheme of things, amidst the chaos and death shadowing over us, it's these little inconsequential moments that matter. It's her smile. Her laughter when it finally rings. Easy and free of her burdens.
Okay, I have another one.
I don't want to hear it, Ashton. Go away.
No, really, listen. I know someone who talks like an owl.
Will you leave me alone if I bite and ask who?
A pause. And then she frowns as the realization slowly dawns on her. Confusion flashes fleetingly across her face before eventually settling on a grimace. Alright, okay, I like owl jokes, those are good. Those are good. That reminds me of that fucking TikTok. Okay, don't freak out, but somebody here is possessed by an owl. Who? That's just a thing we don't... And like silence and like looking around, I fucking love that. Suddenly, she hugs her arms close to herself and looks away, perhaps in her best attempt to stay angry. To no avail. In a matter of seconds, her shoulders shake with laughter. She's trying to contain.
You're awful, and I really hate you. Just leave.
It's contagious, her mirth. Soon I'm joining her in it, briefly forgetting every problem that's piled up, and continues to weigh down on us. Laughing without reservation or care until only a familiar warmth lingers, once both our amusement ebbs away. Somehow with her, these have always come easy.
Feeling better?
A little. You're still lame.
But you're laughing right now.
Only because your humor is terrible.
Right. Keep telling yourself that. I know it's funny. And you know what? If you've kept frowning like that, your face might have cracked. That would have been really messy and ugly.
If glares can kill, with the one she sends my way, I'll probably be dead by now. Seeing it directed my way, it only takes a few seconds for me to realize how she might have also taken my statement. How wrong and rude it might have sounded in her ears, however unintentional it is. I've never been good with words, but that's never an acceptable excuse, is it? Suddenly, taking the brunt of her anger seems less complicated than correcting or explaining myself. Nevertheless, I try.
What? God, crap. Damn it, that was so not what I meant. I was just saying you look better when you're smiling.
Her glare doesn't even wane. In fact, I think it's intensified, like the brewing storm. In the face of it, under the sharpness of her stare and her annoyance, I do what any person with a good sense of self-preservation does. Keep my mouth shut and shift my attention elsewhere. The crowd outside looks interesting today. Maybe I should...
Thanks, Ash.
She utters all of it in a voice too small, too quiet. But when I turn to her, only those words, her gratitude, resonate throughout the whole room. Not the soft clinking of silverware somewhere, nor the last strains of music fading to silence above us. Instead, it's the meaning behind her gaze as she holds mine that lingers. Steady, unflinching, and open, in the same way she looked at me all those years ago, with bright eyes and an expression softening into a tender smile. I didn't understand it then. How easy it is for her to wear her heart on her sleeve. How she never shies from expressing herself, even among people she barely knows. How she can go through everything without losing herself. Now it's among the hundreds of thousands that hang unspoken between us. Trivial little things with worth still too big to be put into words. Either because it's too early or because there's never really a proper time. For now though, this'll do. Until the moment itself dwindles. Until reality pulls us back in, reminding us of things we've set aside in its favor.
Isabella, about what happened with Rebecca earlier.
I should probably apologize to Becca. I know she only means well. And I said some really bad things.
The corners of her mouth quirks up, almost as if she's too ashamed of the things she said.
Don't worry, she can be pretty stubborn, but she'll listen. Especially to you.
You think?
Because Zach won't be with us anymore.
What? What the fuck was that? That's not the line. That's not the line at all. Hold on.
Because Zach
What?
won't be with us anymore.
What? What happened? What? I hope that didn't mean I accidentally got Zach killed later on. What? What in the actual fuck? What? What? Yeah, what is that? That's okay. Bug found. Bug found. That's not the thing you want to tell her right now. Okay. I think I'll, this game's been out for a while. How's no one told the devs about this?
She won't stay angry for long. I can vouch for it.
She won't stay angry for long because she'll be too busy being sad because apparently Zach's dead? Question mark? She has a point though. Isabella freezes. In an instant, the pleasant air around us dissipates. She shifts her attention back to her hands again, both clenched so tightly that her knuckles visibly pale.
I know, Ash. I just thought we'd find something in there. That if I go back, we'll get the answers we need. I found the letter there, so maybe, right?
It's not that I don't agree with her. Hell, I've been considering the same thing. It's the only lead we have after all. But Rebecca also has a point I always agree with, no matter how desperate I am. It's not going to be simple walk in the park. Who knows what we might find in there? If she comes with me, I won't be able to guarantee her safety. She'll be in even greater danger. Hence, alone. Exactly as I've told Zach. There's a need to go back to that cursed place. I'm doing it on my own. Whether or not the rest of them agree with this plan is inconsequential. Their well-being is my top priority. I'm not about to drag them in there with me. So I tell her as much, despite the determination and desperation in her eyes. Let's go ahead and save here. It's dangerous.
Forget it, though. You're not going back to that mansion.
Oh, that's not the tone I expected him to have. I can't let you do
I
that.
can't let you do that, Belle.
Whoa! Mac's relationship with Isabella, look at that.
Ash, the people living in that place now, they were with me during the open house. They have to know. They're in as much trouble as we are.
I know, but it's risky. It's dangerous. We don't know what you might find in there. Or if you'll even find anything. What if you see her again? What if she goes after you? What are you going to do?
And you, Ashton, what's your plan? All this also applies to you, you
For
know.
all we know, it might be a dead end. It's not worth it. To put yourself in harm's way like that.
She offers no response. Not even a form of resistance. No further argument like I've come to expect from her. Uncharacteristic. Just a silence that stretches far too thin, till the air in the whole room grows heavy. In front of her, her hand still stays curled up, like it's holding on to everything she wishes to say but can't. I'd like to think that, yes, to some extent, she understands. Even if she does not entirely agree with me, the dilemma's clear in her. Otherwise, her scowl wouldn't have a deeper set to it, her lips wouldn't be pressed in a thinner line, or her hand would no longer be balled into fist. She would have pushed an argument if she doesn't, and I know she has no lack of things to say. Instead, she simply offers a nod. Nequise. And in the moment of boldness, perhaps insolence, I reach out for her, taking her clenched fists into mine and drawing them closer to me. She sucks in a breath, soft and sharp, but doesn't say anything, merely watching as both my hands cradle hers. Cautious, mindful as if it's the most precious thing I've held. Then again, maybe it is. Along with everything I've yet to convey.
Stop that.
Oh, this song is different. Surprisingly, although the gesture started with her, she yields, allows a touch that's far too familiar and more than what I'm willing to give most.
You're going to hurt yourself if you keep doing that.
Gently, I unfurl her fingers, flattening out each digit against my palms. Her nails have already been clenched. have already created small dents on her skin from how tightly she held it close. A little more and she would have drawn blood. Deep as it is, smoothing a thumb over the tiny marks is nothing. But it's a small gesture we both find comfort in amidst this chaos, and all at once the tension lifts. Her expression softens, the lines of her shoulders ease, and it's only after her lips curve up in a faint smile that I let go. Giving her hand one last squeeze before returning it to her. Part of me wants to tell her, and admit it that's exactly what I'm planning tonight. What good will it do, though? I've already told Zach one person is enough. Hell, simply letting someone in on the plan makes me iffy. Broadening that circle and revealing too much would just cause another pointless concern. But someone has to be aware, at least of where I'm heading off to in case. In case things don't pan out. Expect the worst, even if I've only intended to do a quick survey of the place. In my own words, risky. It's best that I simply leave it as it is for now. Isabella doesn't need to be burdened with the worry my entire scheme entails. I stand up as footsteps shuffle from the next room, its cadence slow and hesitant. Shortly, Rebecca comes into view, clutching her hands firmly in front of her and sporting the same uncertainty in her face. She casts me a cursory look, then shifts a nervous one to Isabel, who studies her with an almost hopeful gleam in her eyes. Their fights never did last long.
Belle, can we talk? Alone?
Fuck! I was doing so well. I was like, yeah, okay, not gonna fall apart, not falling apart. Damn it. Okay, hold on, give me a moment. Maybe I can still fix this without having a completely closed V-face? Oh, I just wanted to adjust my chair. God damn it. Unfortunate. And now this wakes the dog up too. Unfortunate. Double unfortunate. Hey, hold on. No, I fixed it. I didn't have to restart V-face completely. I was just vibrating in place very awkwardly for a moment. But we're Gucci now. All's Gucci. Alright, back to it, Mesami. Her interruption could not have come sooner, and I'm all the more glad for it. Whatever kind of friendship I share with these two, this remains something for only the two of them, much like my own Zach. I'm the outsider. They don't need me here. It's all the reason I need. Hey, Kiwi, how's it going? Look at their little moment of heterosexuality. Muttering an excuse and flashing Isabella a quick knowing smile, I beat a hasty exit out of the main lounge and leave for them to mend things on their own. Before Isabella can say what she's willing to mulling over. Before the last important glance she directs my way forces me to change my mind. It's another lasting image that firmly etches itself in my memory. One that spurs the conscience among other things. I just hope I won't regret what I've chosen for myself tonight. Galloway Shaw's Monday night crowd, although small and barely occupies a quarter of the whole pub, provides ample enough cover for anyone who wishes to leave the place unnoticed. Just exactly what I need tonight. With the lively music and chatter slipping out, mostly unseen becomes a piece of cake. Without much trouble, soon enough, I find myself stepping outside under the chilly Luxembourg night. A gust of wind picks up shortly after I step out, carrying the telltale smell of an impending rain. I'll give it about an hour or two before it starts. From the looks of it, tonight will be another downpour, maybe even stronger than the one we've had this morning. On instinct, I hunch further into my jacket, hugging its thick material close to my body while I weave my way through the lines of empty cars in the parking lot. The letter crinkles in my pocket with each step I take, though I pay no mitts as I hurry towards my car. I've nicked it minutes ago from Isabella's belongings. On my way out, if this is all connected, I need this damn piece of paper with me. Ah, Boo, what's your Twitch doing? However ridiculous it sounds, I'm quite sure it won't be missed either. But I can't waste time here and wait for her to find out, can I? 4 hours is all I'm giving myself to get this done. 3 if I'm inclined to go by Rules Z-Man set, but when have I ever? Regardless of how generous that is, each second's just as important as the next. So I hurry, one footstep over the other, echoing as I make a beeline for my car. But as is with every plan, problems crop up and the last second it's practically a universal rule. And it does. In the form of a lone figure waiting for me next to my car. Rebecca turns just as I near, the corners of her mouth twitching up in a wry smile. She offers no greeting except for a slight tilt of her head. Even as my pace slows and I look at her with all of the unvoiced questions in my eyes, she remains wordless. Merely throwing her head back and shifting attention up at the starless sky when I come up to stand beside her. Another gust of wind blows as she breathes out a sigh, weary, thick with something close to resignation. The breeze carries all of it away while she hugs her arms close to herself to keep warm, which raises the question why she's out here. The air is already heavy with the promise of rain, with clouds obscuring the view. There's really nothing left to look at but a dark blanket of nothingness. Still, she stands here as if she's intentionally waiting for everything to fall. That, or she's here for some other reason. But before I can voice a single word, express a disapproval of any kind, she raises a halting hand at me, sharply cutting off the rest of my questions.
I'm not here to stop you. Wherever it is you're planning to go off tonight, I won't be able to anyway. You look like you've already made up your mind.
Go back inside. It's going to rain soon. It'll probably be even heavier than the downpour we had this morning. You wouldn't want to be caught in it.
I will, in a moment. I just want to stay out here a bit for some air, away from the noise inside. Everything's been so chaotic these days. This little break is nice, even if it means standing in the middle of a parking lot, of all places.
That is absolutely hilarious. How did you end up on a horny tier list?
Getting out of this mess would definitely be better, but hey, you take what you can get, right?
Also, like, makes sense for you. Other friend group, valid.
It'll be over soon.
Top right. I see. That sounds like you've been put very high on that tier list. The confidence in my own words surprises even me. How do I know? Why am I so sure? When in truth, what I'm about to do is a last-ditch effort. If this fails, if I don't find anything, we're back to square one. It's the last lead I have. After this, we have nothing else to go from. Regardless, it seems to amuse her, and her laughter soon sounds above the murmur of the distant traffic and the light draft sweeping around us.
How I wish. I'll be content as long as she stops showing up in my mind whenever I close my eyes.
I think that may take some time. The brain doesn't easily forget trauma.
I can try. But, you know, it also did a lot to us.
Tell me about it. The back of my head's still smarting from my fall last night.
Not that kind. I'm talking about us. As people. I hate to admit it, but this whole deal with the ghost, with the curse, it also brought out an ugly side to us. And it made me realize plenty of things. About myself, about us.
Rebecca trails off. Suddenly, a pensive expression spreads across her face. I've seen it countless times before. And every time I see it on her, it's usually followed by a memory, a silly story, or even something embarrassing I've said from childhood. Unlike me, who'll much rather forget, she remembers each of them so easily. And after a short bout of silence when she smiles, I know this is one of those times again.
Do you remember that one time, back in secondary?
Which one? We did a lot of dumb things back then. Well, I did, but you get the point.
Mandy.
Ha!
I thought you still don't like her. Don't tell me you've kept in contact with her.
Damn.
Are you guys friends now or something?
Damn, what did Kitty Biscuits do to Rebecca?
Oh no. We do see each other sometimes. On the way to work or when I go out for lunch, but it's nothing like that. We're not friends. Not in this lifetime. I don't think so. I don't think we'll ever get along, but if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't even be friends, yeah? You stood up for me that day. And from then on, things have changed.
She makes it sound like I'm sort of a hero. Mandy was in the wrong, of course. I'll defend her. If no one's gonna stand up for her, who else will? Chances are it would have escalated, and who knows, maybe she would have stopped going to school or transferred. Any decent human being with an ounce of sense should know better. I acted because I know what I'm doing is what's right. It's as simple as that. Yet she smiles as if it's worth more than that, a fondness that goes beyond nostalgia.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is this time I don't want this to go unsaid. You know, just in case something happens. Ash, I've always been in love with you.
I guess so hard I choked on something. Oh, she finally said it! Oh, she finally said it! Oh, I'm so proud of you. But now tell him that you don't care anymore. She says it so plainly, holding my gaze in a voice too frank that her admission stuns me into silence. Like the wind's suddenly been knocked out of me in one fell swoop. No words will form, not even a single coherent thought as the meaning of her words bear down on me. Nevertheless, she continues, desperate to express everything she's kept to herself all these years. This is what the fondness is. Why, for her, it weighs heavy than any feelings of nostalgia can carry.
That time in secondary, since I made that promise to never leave, I've always truly loved you.
Afterwards, there's this relief, a weight suddenly being lifted from her shoulders after so long. She closes her eyes and lets out a breath. When she looks back at me, though, there's nothing but hope in them, eyes that are searching for an answer. Facing the sincerity behind her words, I find myself grasping, scrambling for words. Because, as much as this pains me to admit, I can't give her the same affection she's asking from me. We might have spent so many years alongside each other. Hell, we practically grew up together. But that never automatically means I'll ever hold for her feelings that goes beyond the boundaries of friendship. I do appreciate her presence in my life. I'm more than glad she stuck with me even through the toughest moments. Even when she finds me difficult or aggravating. However, it's really all there is to it. She's a close, important friend to me, but nothing
Rebecca,
more.
I'm...
I draw in a breath, ragged, unsure. Uncertain how and which words to put together so it'll hurt her less. So the wounds they might leave won't be as deep or scar. Though before I can even string two phrases together, she lifts a hand to my mouth and silences me. It's a smile on her face, kinder than every single one I've seen from her so far. It's nice to see it on her. It suits her more than the glares or frowns. But at the same time, it only serves to baffle me.
You don't have to answer me.
Yeah, but you should... I should...
No, I mean, you don't need to.
Okay, now I'm really confused.
Oh, I've never seen this. I don't feel like I've never seen this spray. This is
One
sweet.
moment you're saying you've been in love with me since secondary, now you're telling me to shut up?
If you want to interpret it like that, all right.
No, really. Some explanation would be nice, Becca.
Hey, thanks for the hydrate. And now you guys are redoing the list, eh?
Because a lot of things are going on right now, and
graph.
I'm afraid I can't catch up. Especially with this curveball you just threw.
It means what it means, Ashton. You don't need to answer me. I don't really need to hear it anymore. It's not that I don't want to. Believe me, if I were the same person I was before this whole thing happened to us, I'd be elated, excited even. But like I said, I also realized some things. Understood myself more. Ash, I did love you. Ever since we were kids, all those times you defended me from bullies. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Even after this.
Achievement unlocked, change of heart.
But at the end of the day, once you take a closer look at everything, it also turned me into a really selfish person. When you think about it, maybe the Ashton I loved isn't the one standing in front of me right now. Maybe all this time, I'm still clinging on to that aloof kid I met 17 years ago. I didn't even consider that you have a mind of your own. That one day, it won't just be the two of us. That you'll find someone else and it won't be me.
I'm sorry, Becca.
I'm not even sure what I'm apologizing for. That I can't return her feelings? Or because I'm somehow holding myself responsible for this, even if up until now I have no idea how she felt. Regardless, she continues to smile through all of it.
It's not your fault. Don't say that. I'm the one who should apologize. Since I suddenly sprung this up on you when you have other things to do, I just thought I should let you know, so I can finally let this whole thing go. One question, though. Are you going to tell her?
Tell what to who?
I pause, frowning, a brief moment of doubt while I try to figure out what she's talking about all of a sudden. When it finally sinks in, though, my bewilderment hastily gives way to utter embarrassment.
Oh shit.
He abruptly crawls up my face, no matter how my efforts to keep it down in the end. I can only look away from her, afraid of what else she'll see.
Did you really think no one would notice?
Was it that obvious?
It was surprisingly easy to tell, but that was probably because I've known you longer than anyone.
Fuck, who else knows?
I think Zach suspects.
Shit.
You're embarrassingly lame when you're trying too hard. It's almost painful to watch. Don't worry. With your terrible way of flirting and knowing her, I'm quite sure Belle has no idea, even now. Not even a clue.
Harsh, Rebecca. Really harsh. I could use a vote of confidence, you know.
She laughs, loud. The kind that's free of any burden, ringing above the wind, slowly picking up as the storm clouds approach. With it, however, the awkward atmosphere lifts. At last, there's only the camaraderie we've shared since meeting in that classroom 17 years ago.
I'm serious, though. Tell her. And if you ever make her cry, I'll hit you with every damn history book I have on my shelf. Clear?
Noted, ma'am.
Anyway, thanks for hearing me out. I won't keep you long. I know you have things to do. Just promise me you'll be careful, all right?
She doesn't wait for an answer. Instead, she gives me a push, with the force only heavy enough to throw me off balance. Caught unawares by the gesture, for a few moments I fight for purchase against my car's trunk, bracing my hand on its smooth surface. When I look up with the string of reprimands ready to tip my tongue, Rebecca's already halfway through the parking lot. Boy, a lot has happened in this one little chapter here. I'm so happy for her, though. She's finally moved past her feelings and no longer clinging to those thoughts of old Ashton and the Ashton she wanted, and being selfish and jealous. And I very much enjoyed this character arc, especially because that's literally... Spoiler alert, that's literally the story arc the fucking main character in my game's going through. When I look up with the string of reprimand, I read that. There's a small skip in her steps while the breeze carries the light tune she's whistling. No idea what's going on, but I'm feeling what Becca's feeling hard right now. I mean, honestly, if I really wanted to, I could have made the decision for those two to end up together. But, like, I genuinely think that she's way better off not letting go of those feelings for Ashton. And not holding on to those memories and moving on and looking for someone else. And that it's better for everyone that she move on and that she understand that what are the words I'm looking for? That she accepts that Ashton doesn't feel the same way about her and that she's okay with it. I feel like this is the best route for her. On a whim, I let its notes be the last thing I commit to memory before slipping inside my car and driving off. It sounds like a new beginning more than anything. Another reason to be optimistic. Within 10 minutes, I'm driving out of Luxborn, heading straight for Ansem Village. In the distance, flashes of lightning light up the horizon, white and sharp against the black curtain of the night. Thunder threatens with the rumble, seconds later echoing long across the sky. And with one last roar, the skies open in earnest. And I'm gonna end it right here. I'm just gonna cuck everyone and end it as we get to the mansion. Bada boom, bada bing, baby. Well, this was a rather slower episode, but oof, if we didn't get a lot done and a lot of character development. Of course, we have to have the storm before the end. But yeah, so no fucking Johannes. I know, I'm sorry to cuck you like that, Amenable. Just as we pull up to the mansion where Johannes is residing, nothing. But I do have work in the morning, unfortunately, so I can't keep this going for too long. Plus, I gotta save some for the next stream. Come on. This sucks. Come on, how could this suck? We got the character development from Rebecca I've literally been waiting for after, like, the first chapter. At first, I was just gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna make Rebecca and Ashton get together, because she's been waiting for that, I'll make that happen. And as I play, I go, no, honey, no. No, you deserve character. You deserve better development. Getting Ashton won't fix all your problems. I honestly kind of like started tearing up a bit at that scene. That was a really good scene, and I greatly appreciate that scene. And let's move on to blah 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 blah. A. That was a really well done scene, and I very much enjoyed it. And I'm glad that she got to come out and say it, and that I got to see that through my decisions, she's finally moved on. But yeah, that will conclude this week's session of Visual Novel Club. I feel that we have maybe 2 or 3 more sessions going. Okay, I know next week, hopefully if my schedule allows it, I'm going to try for a longer episode. I want to try for a good long episode, so that way for the following week we can hopefully end it. But yeah, so please look forward to that. Like I said, I'm going to be playing some No More Heroes on Saturday, and then depending on my schedule next week, we'll see if we can squeeze in some Yakuza 0. Maybe that'd be nice, play some Yakuza 0. I'm sure that game's so much fun. I hate that I put it down, but I'm glad that I pick it back up again for stream so we can begin it from the start. But yes, Hydrate, thank you. You were here this whole time, and you didn't respond to them literally saying your name? But anyways, thank you for the hydrate. I am sorry. No, you're Kitty Biscuits. It's fine, it's fine. I just thought it was funny they literally said your name. Apparently you were a bully. You bullied Rebecca. You were just jealous because I guess she was more pinker than you back then. I didn't know you lived in the UK. I didn't know you were British. I wouldn't have been friends with you if I found out you were British. Ew, gross. Okay. Obviously you're... Okay. Clearly you're doing something else because you'd have responded a lot faster to that. I'll just shit talk you on Discord later. Right, but that... So that's going to be that for this week's visual novel class. So I'll see y'all next time. Saturday, like I said, Saturday. Hopefully they don't fucking ask me to come into work or change my schedule. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see about that. I'm kidding. I'll probably join. So y'all take care. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, wait, before I go, I gotta fucking... Let me just real quick thank McNuggy Boy for the follow literally like half an hour before I started. I fucking love that username, McNuggy Boy. And then Jocelyn, thank you for the 3 months. You have your founder's badge on, but if you ever turn it off, enjoy your silver token. And then Zero and Stella with the bits, especially Zero. Holy shit, 520 out of fucking nowhere. God damn. What an oddly specific number. Like not even 500, 550, 520. How oddly specific. But hey, hell yeah. And fucking Stella with the 200 right after. Pog, more like Pog, P-A-W-G. Hell yeah. That's shit we love to see. Alright. I'm gonna let y'all go now. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Love you all. Mwah, mwah. Bye.